Last we left our heroes, you made your way to Sigil, the City of Doors, via the Tower of Doors, in the remains of the Alabaster Tower. Passing through, you found yourselves cramped and stumbling in the dark over one another in this small stone room, slick with some odd liquid and broken glass. As you illuminated the space, you found this room was once home to a possible clone, and found signs of recent activity leading you to an emptied chest and a hidden doorway. As you too found this and made your way through a glyph of arcane energy passed over all of you, but seemingly to no effect, and you made your way through to the back room of a coffee shop or tea room. Quickly trying to make your way unseen, you failed miserably and created a huge mess that drew all of the attention to yourselves, and it was a mess, yeah. But with a little bit of courtesy and some coin, you managed to right things and make your way out into the streets of Sigil. Here you found the city, in a word, was unique. The ringed city bent in on itself in a perpetual loop. Smoke and smog choked the skies as thousands of creatures of all kinds maneuvered through the streets. You made your way amongst the crowds, headed hopefully to the market ward and the many vendors and goods that you may find there. On your way, amongst many colorful characters, you stumbled upon a slight quarrel between three punk-looking figures dressed similarly in red, but also sporting some interesting armor pieces. These three punks were harrying this man and his cart, seemingly having damaged one of its wheels and threatening to take its contents. You intervened, only verbally, forcing them to back down, and learning their group or gang name was the Crimson Coin. They made some vague threat that you had fucked up here today and would soon get yours. Nonetheless, they fled your jeers, and the man was introduced as Doc Smith, a believer of the source and metallurgist of the Great Foundry in the lower ward. He appreciated your aid and was taken by your willingness to step in and help someone you never met before, despite the potential consequences, and he pointed you in the direction of a tavern to stay in, and would come to meet you later for drinks, and to learn more about you. Departing, you made your way into the Grand Bazaar, and grand it is. Hundreds of vendors, carts, storefronts, goods and services of all kinds being peddled, of which you sampled and observed, purchased some potions, but kept your options open for the other big purchases, while meeting several colorful characters before retiring to second chances. The tavern and inn, run by the ever-hospitable Vidane, an older minotaur, and seeming refuge for adventuring types, and those new to the cage, such as yourselves. You checked in, chatted, ate a good hearty meal. You were joined by Doc Smith and Vidane for drinks and conversation, and as a toast to new friends and the funny paths Destiny winds, a shot rang out through the bar, and the glass in Doc's hand exploded. From the bazaar beyond the open patio, into the tavern, a voice called out, telling you, the wrong crowd specifically, and Doc, to come and face your punishment for wronging the Crimson Coin and the General. And this is where we begin. What do you do?
Oh my heavens. I got some of that liquid stuff that froze Hondo all over me.
It's like a long sigh, like put down the glass. Are we doing this now?
I'll telepathically ask Fern how many people are standing out there.
Give me a perception check for Fern, and I will note a reminder that as a result of that frost giant ice wine, Hondo, you are at half speed. Nothing else is altered, but your speed is currently half of what it should be, which should make it 15. So keep that in mind for the potential encounter to come.
Just pulling up Fern.
Perception for Fern.
Yes.
Does Fern have dark vision as well?
Fern has keen hearing and smell, but dark vision, they do not.
So this is a disadvantage, unfortunately.
All right. Perception.
If there's no bonus, it's just
4.
wisdom. Okay.
Perception 4. 2 of these, boom, let's roll it. It's a 19 and a 13, and then the 19 to a nat 1. Which works. Fern just in this strange rooftop, just staring down.
In the telepathic moment, you startled Fern, unbeknownst to you. But Fern kind of slips and almost falls off the roof as he was just kind of getting a little comfortable, and quickly looks about the space and you hear or telepathically are told there are 3 figures in the bazaar.
Courtyard thing?
In the market.
Gotcha.
As you guys all kind of begin to take in this, you call out to Fern telepathically, and Doc kind of shakes his hand, looks at it for a second, and kind of wipes the shattered glass and drink on his coat. You can look out, and as a reminder, in Second Chances, one of these walls is more or less almost completely open sections with like sections to hold up like the roof and the rest of the building, but large, open, almost double-doored sections that open onto a small patio and then opens out into the bazaar beyond. So there's pretty good open sight lines into the bar and out of the bar. So through that, with all of your passive perceptions, you can hear the crowds beginning to flee and part in this section of the bazaar. You can hear, the sounds of people rushing and some not necessarily screaming. Nobody's like, panicked and stumbling over one another, but there's a definite sound of dispersal. And as you look out, you see that though many have dispersed, you can see kind of in the distance, there's a good amount of people still kind of keeping close enough to watch and see whatever's about to go down. There's almost like they've cleared the immediate area and are just kind of hanging at the edges, just watching. But across the cobblestones outside of the tavern, you do all see this large, odd-looking creature. Yellow flesh pulled taut over a muscular frame and a somewhat devilish face. You can see a squared jaw and flared bat-like ears. Wears no shirt and seems to wear no shoes, as its clawed feet kind of stand hooked over the top of mounds of crates and barrels that it stands atop to kind of get this upper positioning. Though it wears no shirt, you can see there's this kind of red cape slung over, half cape slung over half the frame over the right side, where you can see, it seems like there's no arm, but the other is very, very apparently a massive arm, an unnaturally massive arm, this hulking vein, like throbbing vein and muscular arm. It puts the creature almost off balance as it leans slightly onto this left arm. You can see flanking it, this insectoid-like creature, beetle-like chitinous armor and a flared horn off the top of the head from the middle of the skull, and bulging kind of orange insect-like eyes that quickly dart around the space. To its right, you see this rather muscular-looking humanoid, but similar to the Crimson Coin punks that you tangled with earlier. You can see pointing still the barrel of this firearm, still faintly smoking, pointing in the direction of your crew.
I'll just turn to Doc after peering out the window. You happen to know this strange armed fellow out here? We know the Crimson Coin punk, or at least some of their dumbasses.
And it turns and says, I don't recognize him immediately, but they're certainly Crimson Coin. I know how I want to play this. How do you want to play this?
Oh, I'm unsure actually how you want to play this. Usually we would just tear this shit to smithereens, but this is your home and we don't want to get in any more trouble out here.
He kind of looks up at Vidane, the large older minotaur, and you can see immediately as you're taking in the space, you can see the veins in his neck are bulging, and you can see this brawly rage kind of overtaking him, and he's just and Doc's easy. You want to go at him, go at him. Vidane kind of makes his way out and calls out, just standing in the kind of doorway, just calls out, "This bar is protected by the lady. You boys harm any of my patrons, and you'll have more than just me to answer to." You guys kind of look around and you hear a response from outside. It says, "Her protections don't mean shit to the general. We sure as shit ain't taking orders from some old fucking maze stalker. Now get out here. Take your medicine, you witless siders." You can immediately see Vidane just kind of like, he grabs hold of the frame of the door, and it just splinters under his fist as he's just like holding it and like, but not engaging. And Doc just kind of looks at you and says, well, you may get your wish for that. I gotta warn you though.
Well,
I'm not a fighter. I'll go.
That's all right. Well, maybe just one sec. Let's keep stalling for time. I'd like to know a little more information. Henry the Blue, you maybe want to see if you can sneak around back and see if you can get a little more con on these folks. Maybe get the jump on them if something does come down.
I would gladly.
My friend Henry's very good at backdoor kind of stuff. Now, let me see if I can get a little more insight into what's going on out here. And can I just like poke my head around Vidane and try and get a view if anyone's hiding behind these guys?
You can make a perception check. I will just say, like, Kev, if you're looking to try and like sneak out through the back door and like try and be sneaky, there's like I was trying to explain before, there's like clear open lines of sight into the bar. So it'll be a difficult stealth. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's a challenge, but you can do it. So go ahead and make stealth if that's what your plan is, and go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can spot any what you can see.
I'm rolling for perception and stealth, did you say?
You're rolling stealth. Scott's going to roll perception.
Okay, so stealth.
Nice.
14
on the die.
And stealth is 17.
You do get advantage on stealth, by the way.
I mean, that's 31. I'll roll again. Why not?
I may as well.
There's crazy folk around.
13, so no. So 31 total.
Okay.
Well, if it's like you have advantage, I mean, a mid-roll is amazing for me.
Do I need it?
But I'm scared. We don't know what it's like up here.
Honda, you kind of excuse yourself and kind of just very, very casually just kind of make your way through the group as people begin to kind of get out. And some of the other patrons in the bar are distancing themselves. You can see they're kind of pulling away into the corners of the bar, not leaving the bar, but just kind of just shifting away from the center portion where you guys are sat at this kind of main table. But you begin kind of just very, very casually, like still in broad view, but just being casual with your stealth. Make your way along the bar and very slowly begin backpedaling towards the back door, but you haven't made it there yet. As Valentine, what do you do? What'd you roll, sorry?
In my perception, I got 33. Rolling 18 on the dice.
Well, Kyle, too, before we get too far, as soon as you said we see that like new big fucker out there as well, I'll turn so I can see him and just like sigh and like push away my food, which is really fucking good. I'm sad I can't finish it. She's pissed she can't finish her food, and just watch the new big guy. And I'm gonna start Know Your Enemy whenever I could. Yeah.
Hey, why you baby? Know your enemy.
You kind of look underneath Vidane's large frame and just kind of peer out. And as I described, you see the three figures, and they're maybe 20 to 30 feet from where you guys are, kind of at this forefront of where the bazaar kind of, there's a circle, there's a fountain, and then there's a bunch of carts and stalls that are kind of encircling this fountain. And they're on this end, closest to you, kind of all just kind of standing there. The human, like Crimson Coin, like mercenary like figure is kind of leaning with a little bit of cover against a crate, but the other two strange creatures are just standing openly. However, as you kind of look past and look up and around, you can see that within the stalls and carts, there's another two figures kind of hidden and standing back, both with the same kind of firearms at the ready. And you can see up on like rooftops, not far across this like courtyard area, you see another two. So there's four figures that you can see kind of immediately looking out here that are kind of hidden and just kind of waiting, all with firearms trained on the doors.
I will, if you'll permit me, I'm going to do a couple things here. On my little headset, I'm going to say, Henry, we got two snipers in the carts, and then it looks like we got two more snipers, if we know what snipers are. It's like bow and arrows with guns, and they're above on the rooftops there. Just be careful you head on out.
I'll take care of them.
Oh, okay, that was really ambitious. That was a warning, not like go murder, but
I'm taking care of them stealthily.
It's going to take a while to do that. So we're going to come back around to a couple rounds. We got time. But before, as you get that warning, is there anything that Allie, Mary, you were doing to your enemy? So Allie or Gord, is there anything you guys want to do in this kind of interlude of a short time here before something else like kicks off?
I'll just kind of, on my earring, in my weird accent, I'll tap it and just be like to Val, so anything you would like me to do?
I might stall for some more time just to see if Hondo can get, Henry can get a better vantage point on these folks.
Lasted a solid 10 minutes.
Mary's doing her like stare down, see how tough someone is, so I just want to see what happens.
I'll be at the ready to smash some heads in, yes.
What about you, Gord? Are you doing anything? Are you just firing up that pipe?
Just observing. I'm just observing.
Sorry, and I apologize. I'm at Milkshake.
Yeah, you said everyone's name in that conversation.
Son of a bitch. Well, some of that was in my head. Could I cast Kyle just tongues when I'll put my hand on Aetherius and cast tongues?
Sure. You cast tongues as we'll go to Hondo in this moment, just before anything kind of exits the bar, as a short time has passed here. Hondo, you make your way out the back door. And immediately on the other side of the back door, you can see that there is this there's a scattering of movement as you kind of exit out into this kind of back alley. And you can immediately see you're perceptive enough to catch this figure kind of dart and then draw a bow and arrow and shoot an arrow, and it just sticks into the wood right beside your head. As you can see, the kind of faintly toad-like Horus, your anarchist friend who you've made, kind of kicks over this plate that he'd been eating and like get ready for a fight before recognizing it. Says, "Oh, sorry about that. Can you pass me that actually?" And he kind of asks for the arrow back. Takes it back, just kind of looks at it, sticks it back in a little quiver. But he just kind of looks up at you, these big toad eyes.
Protect Horus at all costs.
I already know.
That's the new goal.
I know about the snipers around now, right?
You've heard that there are gunmen of some kind.
So I'll say, Horus, you might come in handy. Apparently there are a bunch of snipers out to greet us. What do you say we have some fun?
I like fun. Yeah. Are we gonna kill some people?
Oh, we're going to kill them, and we're going to have more fun with them after.
Oh, kinky. Okay. Do we know who they are? Are they bad guys? Are they good guys? Are we bad guys? Are they good? What are we doing?
They are definitely bad. We are definitely...
Because I'm not opposed to either.
I mean, we're okay. We're on the okay side.
That's it.
They're definitely bad.
Okay.
So they're two there and two there.
Well, where? We're in a back alley.
I mean, well, where did you say? Where did Scott say they were?
He said there were
two in a cart.
Roof,
yeah,
and two
on those roofs.
However, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
As you and Horus begin kind of making out of the alley towards the kind of the corner where you'll get a vantage point to like look down the main kind of thoroughfare to see if you can spot anything. We'll come to that in a second. As from inside the bar, Doc looks to you guys and kind of taps Vidane to just hang back a second, big fella. You'll know to act if we need you, but let's see if we can't get this done with some words first. What say you?
Oh, I totally agree.
Excellent. Well,
by the way, before I step out there, if I say, "Oh shucks," everyone shut your eyes and then prepare to murder something. Does that sound okay?
Oh shucks.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it again because I don't want anyone to step out of turn. But if I say those two words, just shut your eyes for a moment and then just get ready to stab, shoot. Slash, something like that. Punch.
All right, well, I'm coming out there. I'll let you take lead. I'm curious to see what you all are thinking. They seem to call you out first, so let's just see what it looks like.
I'll just step out of the saloon Western style, just a little of my cloak, and then just like slowly take a couple steps outside here.
Is Val going with Doc is going to accompany you, but is anyone else coming out, or are you guys staying in the bar? What are you doing?
I'll follow as well. I'm not going to let Valentine go out
me
in the
too.
middle thing by himself.
Okay. As you all begin to kind of slowly exit the bar, Val, you get to the edge, leading.
Is Milkshake stepping out too? Or are you going around back? What do you want to do, Milkshake? Sorry to put you on the spot, Milkshake, but I'm just so curious.
Yeah, Gord, are you coming along with this kind of meeting party? Are you staying in the bar, staying cover, or are you doing something else?
I'll come along.
Okay, all right.
So, Val, you kind of begin to lead the tip of the spear with Doc and the rest of the wrong crowd kind of flanking. As you get to the edge of the, it's like maybe a 15-foot patio of like wooden patio, kind of underneath there's this bridge that comes across between the main two buildings. The second chance is a little bridge over top to a second building that you'd seen before. You get to about the 15-foot mark, right at the edge of the patio, and a shot rings out from one of the guns that you'd seen up on the roof, and it smashes about 3 inches ahead of your foot. And
Just like stop mid-foot step. And just like put it back down.
The big creature kind of in the middle puts the big hand up, this big massive arm, and puts a hand up to kind of cease fire. And then you kind of just hear the echoing of the shot ringing off of the stone structures all around the space. As this big creature says, "That's far enough. Now, you've come to this city and disrespected someone here of significant power. Now, it's no surprise you don't know the ways of the city. It's understandable. There's no way you could know. And in this, the general and the coin will be merciful. We're willing to give a second chance. You may have slighted the coin verbally, but worse so, you interfered in a business transaction. Now, insults and interference may fly in whatever uncivilized waste you come from, but a slight like that is quite the offense to us and, by extension, the general himself. So here's a quick breakdown for those of you new to the city. And a stern reminder, he kind of raises his voice, a stern reminder to those who should know better. He kind of does the last couple words, stares pointedly at Doc. If the general or the coin say they're taking something, you offer it up with a smile. If there's a new toll or a tax you put in place by us, you pay it. Then you move on. If you so much as whisper the thought that this is unfair, or that maybe you should fight back, remember that the lady doesn't even move against us. So what could you do? That and the reminder that it's not you that we'll go for first. Your families, your children, that's what's really at stake here. Now, with that out there, repayment and reparations, I think, are owed. You cost us a day's labor. And the foundry is undoubtedly squirreled away that arc right now. I think a simple 50 gold for each of my men you slighted, plus an additional 500 for the lost product, that ought to cover the monetary side. However, one last thing I'd like to add.
Mm-hmm.
An agreement between us and you new folk here. He kind of hops down from the boxes that he's kind of standing on and gets like 5 feet closer. You can see that he's about 10 feet tall. It's an imposing, large, weird-looking creature. He says, "A sign of fealty that you understand your place here." He kind of holds out the big hand, and you can see there's this ring on the hand. You can see this ruby at the kind of edge of the ring. He says, "Kiss the ring of the general. and will only be taking your coin. Kind of holds his hand aloft.
Caught us at a bit of a disadvantage. You seem to know a lot about us. I don't even know your name, friend.
My name's Juza. Not that it matters.
I'll look at the guy who shot first, I presume, that like human.
There's no obvious, like you saw them already. They're like up on a rooftop, like 40, 50 feet up a ways on the other side of the courtyard. So like you can kind of look in that direction, but it's hard to like lock eyes or anything.
All right.
Maybe 100 so of feet.
Changes things a little bit.
Would know your enemy be done yet, Kyle? Has it been a minute?
I'd say at this point, yeah, you guys slow played it. So yeah, what do you want to know?
Let's go with... No, he probably has... You know what, fuck it. We'll do HP.
What's your HP?
Just because. My HP is 172.
Lower.
Okay. And his AC is probably lower than mine, so it's probably not the best one to do. Strength. My strength is a +3. Okay.
Higher. So you can tell immediately. I'll give you that. I'll give you a couple of things to kind of expand on know your enemy a little bit. As you're looking this figure up and down, you see no signs of weaponry, which to you gives the idea that likely an element of magic, and you could see that that's possible in the way this creature is certainly of the outer planes, or there's definitely some kind of fiendish quality, so some infernal element there. So you can certainly imagine the standard resistances that you would expect. Likely some kind of magic quality, though you're not sure what that could hold. But you imagine that arm is going to be its kind of main focal point here, and it looks pretty fucking strong. You don't want to get too close to that.
Now, 50 gold a person from each of us. Sounds mighty fair for telling your cowardly fucking man to just go fuck right off, picking on this old doc guy. The 500 gold and the whole, we're going to murder your children, fear the general, who can't even leave the fucking cage, and he's going around being like, oh, I'm all spooky and shit. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But you know what I say to that, Mr. Fuck, I even forgot your useless name already. I say, oh shucks, and then I'm gonna cast the like blinding light out of Ethereus just as I like pull it out of it.
Everyone knew the command words, so you have to use your reactions for this moment because it kind of just crept up. So in terms of the first round of combat, you will not have your reactions with the exception of Valentine, because obviously you knew it. So until your turn comes around, you have no reactions. What is the save?
Let's go.
And what's the distance on it?
Let's go. Come up to me, Ethereus. Use a bonus action to cause Ethereus to flash brightly with the light of the Summer Queen. Each creature that you can see within 30 feet must succeed on a DC 16 con save or become blinded for 1 minute. The creature can repeat on a saving throw at the end of each turn, ending the effect on a success.
So you can see the 3 creatures that are directly in the middle here. It's not bright enough to reach to the other kind of sniper positions. They're far enough away, but there is this kind of light that erupts out from your hip as you draw Ethereus, and it's just kind of ringing note, the celestial kind of harpsichord note. Just as we'll start with the big guy. The natural 19, so certainly a save.
This guy was going to be real good at it anyways.
We'll go to the insectoid creature to his.
He must have a lot of eyes too. Consider that.
Constitution 16.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And the guy who shot first is 15.
Great.
So 1 down. And then...
Oh, what are you rolling these for? Oh, my.
Stuff. Okay, as this kicks off, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Sorry, guys, I jumped the gun quick, but he was just real mean. Hondo, I suspected you were going to stab someone any second either, too, so...
Hey, where's Hondo at this point? How far did he get?
Not much further than where we ended with Hondo.
He's just talking to Horace.
Hondo and Horace are about to round the corner, and you will see this kind of light. And just kind of take that as the sign that shit's about to kick off as we switch over to our battle cam in just a moment.
And I
as soon as that dude is like, I'm going to threaten children, it's like, well, come on, man. Like,
then I guess
maybe
we're doing this.
Talk this out.
the way things are played here, you guys don't have kids here. There's no threat against you.
We don't know that. Hondo's been everywhere. Sorry, Horace has been everywhere.
Henry.
Oh, son of a bitch. I can't keep
Horace
Horace and Henry
has
straight.
been everywhere, though.
Horace has been
Horace
everywhere.
has been.
This map is dope. Please take a picture of this before we get
Oh,
going.
that's so
I will.
cool.
I know it's kind of far off.
Nope, it's
to
great.
Catch it all.
It's so good.
But here's an interesting little secondary look.
Oh, shut the front door and go
Oh,
to
that's
bed.
so cool.
Your 3 enemies, the 3 figures
Oh my
here, and I'll
God.
reposition you guys in the encounter here as these 2 guys begin to kind of get their way out of dodge. Ding. So, Gord.
Kyle, do you have a picture we could Google image search of what this man looks like?
I don't want to tell you what kind of creature it is.
All right.
So,
Yeah, I don't want to look at them stats. Just want to see what this motherfucker looks like.
Okay, I mean, well, that's what he looks like. He looks like.
Oh, there he is. Oh, all right.
Go to the other cam. Looks like
Oh my.
Ooh.
big, massive.
He's kind of.
arm.
Oh yeah, with his little ears. Oh man. Hondo's gonna ride that thing. That's for sure. He's coming right on that man's back.
I believe it.
That's a cool mini.
He's a little closer.
I love how you use those candles too.
I need to get those.
It
They're
looks
super
so
fun.
good.
So, let's see. Is that everybody I need? Oh, I need to position. Valentine, you've seen these figures.
Big map.
I'm excited for possibly Vidane and Doc
Just
to get involved.
fucking shit up. Yeah.
Vidane in particular. He's no Boone Vidette, but I'm sure he can fuck shit up.
That is a joke for exactly
Four
4 people here.
Like 4 of us.
It's a one-shot character I've played.
Okay,
Boone
so,
was pretty great. He was nothing in brain.
let's
It was
see,
the best.
Hondo and Horace, you guys are kind of just around this corner here. She came out the back and you're just around the corner. This whole area is a full open alleyway. You can kind of come into the main circle. Each of these are a little difficult to see, but there are basically carts and tents all around here. So I'll be doing I'll tell you obviously if you're going to run in that direction, you could be encountering some carts. And I'll tell you if you move around this way, whatever. You can make your way up and over it. Plenty of things you can do physically. Obviously, you can guys see we've got Allie, Gord, Valentine, Mary, and Doc. Vidane is just kind of coming up behind you here. Your big Juza is here. That kind of insect-like guy is there. One of the other Crimson Coin mercenaries are there. And you can see this is kind of an intersection. So this road continues straight down this way. This road continues straight down this way. And you can see people have kind of grouped all of the edges. Hondo, you can even see like some people kind of grouped out in this way as well on the opposite side, just kind of like tucked around the corners of buildings and just looking and watching. So you've got a couple of like people that are around, kind of mingle through. You also notice this this hound-like figure, like kind of rising up onto all fours, made of kind of steel and iron.
Yes.
It's kind of just tucked around the corner there. I'm sure you'll see that in a moment as we kick off initiative 25 to 20.
25.
Nobody?
25.
25 Scott's good.
What do you got?
25?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Oh no, what'd you get, son?
23.
Nice.
Okay, Val. Hondo. 20 to 15.
18.
Oh, my pen's dying. Stop it. 15 to 10.
13.
Brawly.
No.
Classic Brawly.
And I had bonus on it too. Like a yeah.
What'd you get, bro?
7.
Oh.
I know. I rolled a 1 the first time. And then a 6 the second time. Yeah.
I mean, the consistency is pretty lovely.
Yeah, it's very thematic.
Okay. Then, as things kick off with Valentine, as you bring out Aetherius and you summon this light of the Summer Queen, you can see the main figure is but 5 feet from you, essentially. And you can see they bring that massive arm up over their face and just kind of move it, and you can see their eyes are completely normal. They have not been affected by the light as you get first initiative.
Oh shit, all right. I might do that, but I just wanted to see. There's that one, and then what's the other one called? I'm going to bonus action cast Hexblade's Curse on that guy. On Juza.
First marker here.
And then I am going to... Are there any cards? We're all pretty much grouped up there, right? I'm going to try and run back a bit while firing Eldritch Blasts at him.
Run back towards camera or into the bar?
Back towards camera left, southwest.
Back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're there. I thought it was him. So sorry, I'm right there. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you're right here.
Yeah, it doesn't change much for me. Who is that at the very bottom there, at the very south? Is that just another dude?
This or this?
That guy.
That's just a guy. There was guys who were out on the patio drinking who are
Gotcha.
now kind of backing away.
Poor chap. I'll start to run towards that guy.
Okay.
I'll basically have taken it out a bit, the blade, flashes of light, and then I'll whip it out and throw 3 Eldritch Blasts at him as I start to scamper out of his reach, hopefully.
You can get to that point with your full 30 feet of movement. I will point out that there is this kind of this tunnel here, this bridge over top of you, so you're kind of you lose some sight, sight lines out to these guys would be gone. These guys who are out on the kind of sniper position, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have plenty of sight on the guys on the ground.
However, how high up is that bridge just above me? Just for me?
It's about 20 feet.
Great, okay.
As you do go to move, he will take an attack of opportunity and swipe out at you with this massive arm of his.
Let's see how this goes, guys. What's this like?
that is a 22 to hit.
I will shield it because I'm scared.
Okay.
You said I still have my reaction, right?
Yep, you knew what was coming, so you were able to
Okay.
close your eyes as you said Oshucks and pull the blade, so you have your reaction for this moment. And as you do, you can see this massive arm hits like a tree trunk. It just and you watch the shield like almost splinters and bends under the weight of his arm, and then kind of magically just kind of reforms as you are able to deflect the blow and keep moving. Go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah, I'll just like tumble and run, and then roll my 3 Eldritch Blaze.
Mhm.
What do we got here? Oh, I hate that it added them all. Okay, sorry. I got a 9, 10, and 17. Let's just remember that for a sec. So the lowest was a 20. Does that hit?
Yep.
Okay, great. Then all 3 hit.
Okay.
And then I add, these are actually,
With your
Let me just roll the
curse, it's an additional.
yeah,
I think.
7 for each one. Let me just roll the base numbers first.
Yeah.
10, 6, and 3. So that's 10, 6, and 8. So 16 plus 8 is 24.
Mhm.
And then Hexblade's Curse says like something. Kyle, I think I've used this like 3 times in this game.
Yeah. It adds
It's 7 HP if I die. It's plus 6 to damage rolls. You get an additional plus 6. So
plus 6. Where's that from?
it says against the cursed target, you gain a plus 6
Oh, is it
bonus
your
to damage rolls.
proficiency?
I don't know what it is.
I think it must be because there's nothing else that would be 6. I thought it was just an additional 5 to your like.
Oh, yeah, so
your
then maybe it
charisma,
went up. Yeah.
But it could be. Let me.
Oh,
just
yeah,
pull
it could
up.
be that.
Let me just pull it up. I'm just curious now. So go ahead and give me the math total.
So on each of those, that would be 6, 12, and 18. And then so 18 plus 24 is Google, you're my friend. 42. And then for the listener, Hexblade's Curse.
Yeah, it is proficiency bonus.
Awesome. Yeah, it's within 30 feet, lasts a minute. If they die, I get 7 HP back, and I can score a critical on a 19, which is cool.
There you go. Okay, so 42 total.
Yes.
Awesome. Oops.
Did I roll a 19 there? I don't think I did. Let me check the game log.
No, because it would have been a 30 to hit, which you did not.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, that takes that. So as he like brings his arm out to swipe out at you, you shield, tumble, and roll, and as you kind of stand, just 3 big Eldritch blasts, and you just watch as they just crack into this massive frame of his, and like knocks the wind out of him, and like he's kind of skids back for a second with the big hand kind of coming up to kind of grasp at his chest, and he kind of looks in your direction quite angrily.
All right.
Is it the end of your
That's
turn?
my turn. That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he looks to you. Actually, he just kind of calls out to the rest of the coin and just says, "Let him bleed." And you just hear like a lot of like cocking of guns, and just like all around the room, everything just begins to rise in activity as he's going to use a legendary action.
Oh no, sir. I literally thought you said let them leave.
Not
Like
let
that was
them
an interesting
leave.
fight.
Uh,
A legendary.
I just need to look up the specifics of this.
How many dice is a level 9 fireball centered inside this bar?
On the thing that's probably a fiend.
Oh, not me. I think he's gonna do it to y'all.
Oh, great.
He looks to you and does cast a spell in your direction.
To me?
Yep. I need you.
I already used my reaction.
Yeah, you have
Sorry.
no counter spell. I need you to make a wisdom save at advantage. It's a
Okay.
charm.
Oh, that's really good. How about this one, though? That's less good. 21.
Okay. I think it's a wisdom. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you just hear this kind of like arcane suggestion begin kind of like bending your ear, but with the shield up and like with the confidence of your actions here, you just kind of bat it away dismissively. To the end of your turn and the end of his legendary action for that moment, takes us to Honda. Honda, you're kind of tucked around this corner here as you see the eruption of light and you begin to hear the action taking place. You are currently 5, 10, 15, 20.
My God, that's so far away.
You're about 70 feet from this figure, from this point here. And currently you don't have, you'd have to make an action to perceive where the kind of snipers and hidden targets are. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I wanna find some snipers.
Say again, sorry?
I want to find some snipers.
Okay, go ahead and make, this will be your action, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Sorry, my headphones keep like turning themselves like completely down and I keep missing hearing shit all the time.
9 and perception is plus 14. 23. Oh, perception's one of those full circle expertise
nice.
ones.
So
10 and 14. 24.
Okay, with that, as you kind of take another couple of steps forward, there's no tunnel over on this side, so you can just see open sight lines. And you can, with a 24, see, you can see all 4 of these targets. This building here is about 50 feet up. This building here is about 30 where he's positioned. So consider this one much taller. That one's about 30 feet. And you can just make out him and this guy as well are not looking in your direction at all. They all seem to be focused on the front of the bar.
Would I have enough dash to get moving straight up, hiding just behind that pillar?
You can get
where that sniper is. So
this guy?
Yeah, so right next to, not that, the pillar on the far side of him. Yeah.
Remember, your movement's only 15, right?
Yeah.
Could I dash there?
15, 20, 25. You can get just shy. So your 30 would get you like you would be in the open, or actually, you know what you could do?
5, I could
10, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you'd still be kind of in the open. If you went in that direction, because you can only go 15 dash with your bonus action to 30. So you can only get 30 feet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then I guess I'll pull back a few feet to where those stairs are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to
I'll hide there.
At the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with that, you don't have to use your bonus action. And then go ahead, if you want to use your bonus action to hide, make a stealth check.
Okay, yes, I will do that.
Just like Prince of Persia shit out here, Honda's jumping on rooftops.
You will be shortly.
So stealth, did you say?
Yep.
12. I rolled a 12 and it's plus 17, so 29.
Yeah. You feel pretty confident that just mingling in the crowd, the focus to the front of the bar, that you have not been seen and you're not quite engaged in anything yet. So you would be hidden in terms of like if you were to attack from anything. But you'd also kind of put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage to see at this position, but you could hit this guy at a difficult angle, but you do have sharpshooter, so it's possible. Anyways, that is the end of your turn and takes us to our mercenaries. So they open fire. I will say now as they open fire, above here on the bridge, Mary, Gord, and Doc, you guys get pelted by a couple of shots from targets you had previously unseen. As Val and Allie and Mary suffer the brunt of the other shots from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a total of 7 targets, making 2 shots each for a total of 14 shots coming in. So, Here we go. 2 shots at Mary. Oh. Disgustingly bad. They both miss. 2 shots at Doc. Again, disgustingly bad. They both miss. 2
Don't worry,
shots-
nat 20's on me. Here we
2
go.
shots at Gord. Those are much better. That is a 20 and a 25. Let's see. Gord. Gord, you suffer 9 points of piercing damage, an additional 6 points of poison damage on the first.
Poison bullets, Jesus.
And 6 points of piercing damage and 11 points of poison damage on the second.
Can I write that down? Yeah. What was that?
So 17 on the second, and I don't remember the first. Anyone catch what I did the first one?
It's like 6 poison and something else.
9.
Okay, great.
15, 17. 2 at Allie and 2 at Val to still come. So Alana, that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and the other is a 24. So
Yeah.
those will hit.
Okay.
Alana, that is going to be 14 points of piercing damage and 11 points of poison. But I think you are naturally resistant to poison as a dwarf.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is 5 for a total of 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second is 6 or 9? 6. 10 points of piercing and 12 reduced to 6 points of poison. So 16 on the second. Finally, Valentine, 2 shots against you. The first is a 20 and the second is an 18.
Both miss.
Okay.
With that shield still up.
Yep. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I still have 2 targets to go. So 1 more or 2 more shots at Val because you opened this up.
I did a lot of talking. Yeah.
Okay, well there's a natural 20 and a 4. So
There you go.
1 definitely hits. The other is a solid miss. So 1 finally, as your shield is kind of getting pelted with these little shots. 1 breaks through and you feel it embed into your side, and a pulse of poison hits you for that is 16 points of piercing and 26 points of poison.
Did you double that?
Yeah.
16 and 26? Okay.
16 and 26. So it's only 1 shot. So 16 and 26, 36, 40.
42.
42.
So it says my googly calculator.
You are
42
right.
damage.
You're not concentrating on the shield. It just happens. So that is that. And I've got 2 more shots.
Oh my lord, there's a lot of these fucking guys.
They're going to shoot 1 at Mary and 1 at Doc.
What have you been doing this whole time? We told you to take care of all these snipers.
Mary.
Didn't let me do it.
Mary, that's a 25.
Just hanging out with this frog?
And Doc, that's a miss with a 12. So Mary, you finally get hit with 1 for a total of 11 points of piercing and 9 points of poison. Ends their turn as this just explosive rounds, just the echoing of these shots ringing out throughout the courtyard here, ringing off the stone. Now you begin to hear the cacophony of people freaking out and running. As Hondo, you feel jostled and moved about as the crowd around you begins to disperse. That ends their turn, and they're going to maintain their positions with the exception of these guys. We are going to move up to here. Yep, they're good there. The others are going to maintain position, and we're going to go to Juza's turn.
I don't like this, man.
This over here. Juza. Juza is going to back up a little bit, get central, and then you watch as he's backing up, you can see from beneath the small red cape, a tiny arm kind of extends out, this tiny withered little arm, and you watch as this crackling energy begins to kind of form in his hand as he unleashes a lightning bolt that is going to shudder straight down between Gord, Alana, and Valentine. I need you three to make dexterity saves.
You got it. That's
20.
That might not cut
that's
it.
a
Yeah,
success.
20 for me too. Really? Oh wow.
I rolled a 19, so 20.
Successes
Oh
all
wow,
around.
3 20s for us. Not
What?
nat, but that's great.
Oh, no.
Dex is like the one save that's actually and charisma, but you need Dex and charisma all day.
So from 22 points of lightning damage reduced to 11, and then Alana reduced even further to 6.
Because of the whole storm blast.
Yeah, you're attuned to the Belt of the Tempest, which gives you constant resistance to lightning and thunder damage. So you get even a little less than this, and you can just feel that jolt of energy rush through you and almost just like kind of kicks you into high gear, less than actually like harming you. However, Valentine and Gord, you do feel that kind of sudden surge, and it doesn't feel great. That ends his action. As a bonus action, he looks to 2 figures on the field and just shouts out to them in... Do any of you speak... Actually, yeah. Do any of you speak Abyssal?
I did cast tongues. Any
Okay, so
else
you do
you
that.
speak abyssal? But Kyle, let me just make sure that's not concentration, because then I would have had to make a save.
That's a good point. You have to make 2 saves. That's true.
Tongues is not con.
Not concentration?
Nope.
Then you understand. I don't think anybody else speaks Abyssal. It's not like anything that you would be surprised to hear. However, you just hear basically an order to get into the fight, and you watch as this target jumps forward, and one who you had previously unseen drops down from up here and drops down in between here. One who drops down is going to claw into... they're going to claw into... Let's see, Gord or Allie. The other is going to go for Mary. So we'll do Mary first. Mary, that is an 18 to hit.
Nope.
Sorry?
Nope.
Okay. My headphones keep turning down. It's incredibly frustrating. And the other, I'm going to go into Gord. That's not great. It's a 15 to hit.
Nope.
That is all they can do, is he uses that command. And then, let's see, how far can he move? So... he's going to roll around to this side.
Val, do you want me to bring you a different set of headphones?
No, it's okay. I think I just keep like the volume wheel keeps spinning as I like move. So I think I just keep spinning it down as I'm moving, so I'm just holding it. That is going to end his turn and take us to Mary.
Okay. It's hard to see exactly where I am. How many people are like right around me?
You are flanked on either side by two of these kind of insect-like creatures.
Don't like them. Okay.
Yes, I wanted this so bad.
Oh, cool. Okay. So that's Gord there.
Oh, yes, move that camera.
Okay, and then that's me behind Gord. There's two creepy shit.
Yeah, you're right behind Gord. It didn't really help to see you, but you can see Val pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good shot of Val.
Everyone, just look at our life right now and how great it is. This is the best.
Okay. I haven't seen the snipers, correct? Or would I have seen them when they all shot at us?
I would say, what's your passive perception? Is that the one that's crazy high?
No, it's investigation that's bonkers, but passive perception is pretty good too. Passive perception is now a 22.
Yeah, okay. With the 22, I'd say you see the guys up top. I wouldn't say you saw them move. As you're just getting hit with stuff, like, there's stuff happening. You would have definitely seen the two up top here, and those two.
We can't see where you're pointing because we don't have
the right camera. You'd see the ones who are on high ground.
Okay.
There's two on the bridge directly above, and then two on the far sides.
Okay, so to start, I'm gonna send out that animated shield.
Ooh, okay. Bonus action.
Yep, bonus action.
Animated shield you kind of draw and just kind of kick up. Is it a command word or is it just a...
It says command word. It doesn't say what the word is.
It never does.
You choose.
What do you want it to be?
Oh,
you attune to it, it becomes a command word that you say.
Just like, how about like the Geralt, like, fuck.
Fuck.
Fuck. But in that specific sense. Okay, and I know I'm surrounded by a lot of people, but those snipers are going to keep making our lives hell. So I have another question about the ones I can see. Are they doing the like cool guy leaning on the edge of a building, like arms up over with their like guns kind of poking out off the side of the building?
You can see that they are less snipers, but more those handheld firearms, so more like your pistols or, revolvers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they are the two up top that you can see. Let me switch cams again. The two up top that you can see up here and up here, they're kind of kneeling with their kind of leaning over the edge and shooting. The two up top here, they're just standing and kind of leaning overhead. They just have an overhead view, like a shooting straight down at you. So they're standing full, but all are kind of leaning at the edges.
Okay, cool. Which were the ones that hit like Doc, or the ones that I could see easily, I guess?
With the cacophony of all those shots ringing
no
out,
idea.
It's difficult to tell who shot who.
Okay. Well, let's just look at the ones that are closest to me that are kind of looking straight up.
Oh, these guys.
The ones that were standing and leaning over?
Yeah, these guys, it would be up top here.
Okay, I know there's dudes around me, but I was like, fuck them. It's in the help feel it. Gotta take care of those fuckers first. I'm gonna pull out my bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do one each to start.
Okay. Yeah, you spin and fire. You do have disadvantage on these shots because you are in close combat with another creature.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
You're in 5 feet of an enemy combatant. Shooting at range is disadvantage.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought it was only shooting at the range of the people you were shooting at, or the people who were within your combat. I didn't realize it worked for other stuff too. Okay.
That's my understanding of the rule, which I recently have.
That's fine. I still rolled good. Okay. It's like a 24 at disadvantage for the first one.
Definitely hits. We'll say it's this guy.
The other one is a 22.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, so for each of these, we're going to try to do a disarming attack and make them drop those fucking guns in the street.
You got it.
So they're each going to get extra damage, and it's a strength save.
Strength save. Okay, so strength on the guy on the right coming up. 11. And strength on the guy on the left.
Oh, it's a 20 now.
3.
Cool. The first guy is 16, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Okay.
Second guy is 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage.
And they drop an item of your choice, which I'm choosing the blasty shooty shoots.
Yeah, as you pick your shots, you just kind of draw up, and you can see on both of your sides these kind of insect-like creatures, and you can see them like getting ready to claw into you. However, you just draw and fire, and you hit both of them. Like the arrow embeds in between knuckles and like splits through each of their like shooting hands, and both the guns come clattering down into the cobblestones below as you hear these screams ring out of pain as they pull the arrows from their hands, blood spurting out.
Cool, and then I'll spin and do the last shot. I won't use the maneuver for it. Just at one of the other guys, whichever one would be easier for me to see. The one kind of looks like it's tucked up around in a corner, so that one might be harder.
The ones up high or the ones on the ground?
You said I could see the elevated ones.
Yeah, you can.
Or,
you will just have disadvantage on the shot. We have disadvantage on the shot.
So say whatever you think is the like what I would see is like, yeah, it's closer. That's whatever.
Is it right here? Who's like a straight shot for you, and then this one.
Cool. Well, let's do the one that's on the ground.
You got it. Go ahead and make your disadvantage.
Yeah, it's in the 20s again.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's just a normal bow shot. That's 11 points damage.
11 points. Okay, you shoot this one out. This one doesn't actually connect, but you force them to dodge and kind of pull back around the corner before repositioning. But obviously still deal damage. That is your shot. You're going to stay there?
Yeah, moving seems really stupid right now. I'm flanked on both sides anyway, so if I move, I'd get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, you will get swiped at by both of those guys should you move.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just take those shots at those guys, see the guns hit the ground. Okay, good. All right, you fuckers are next. And then get ready to pull my blade.
Okay. That ends Mary's turn. Let's see. At the end of Mary's turn... no, he's going to hold that. Okay. That takes us to Doc and Ace. Doc is in melee with one of these guys. But he is going to cast a spell. You know what? Actually, yeah. Doc looks to you, Mary. You're right in front of him. And he says, we look pretty good with those things. Why don't you go double time? He taps you on the shoulder and casts haste on you.
Yes! I love this spell. No one, he can't get hit. He will lose concentration.
I will actually, that's a good point. He will move first so that he takes the attack opportunity and then pulls into the bar.
Haste and slow are some of my all-time favorite low-level spells. They're the best.
The attack would miss him anyways. As he ducks the strike, taps you, and then just kind of casually strolls into the bar. Past the Dane, and just kind of is going to get... I just tuck up here. And just kind of peering out of the bar, you just hear this whistle, just... Go get him, Ace. And Ace just kind of bounds up and begins kind of harrying Juza on the other side there. And he's going to end his turn, and Ace is going to strike his ass.
Come on, Ace. Go and get it.
Ace is going to try and attack. Ace is gonna hit. Get it, Ace.
Yeah, boy, Ace. Come on, baby.
20 total to hit. Hits. And deals. Where are my D8s at? Oof. Deals 17 points of damage. As you guys just hear Ace just like bark and bite, and you can hear just pain as he does his thing, and he just holds his ground there, ending his turn. Going to take us to Horus. Horus, with Hondo there, going to rush up beside you, Hondo, and just look to you and just say, "We killing these guys? Is that what you're talking about?"
Over the head.
Okay. And he draws his bow back, and he can see these two guys who are right there lined up nicely. And he is going to fire a short bow at the closest one. He is hidden alongside you. And you see he deals 20, and 20 does hit. So he deals a little sneak attack damage. And a short bow. Oh, look, it's really good. 21, 22, 23, 26 points of damage on him. 26 points is 8. And he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which he fails. Another little bit of poison damage. Another 5. You watch as he draws his bow, and it kind of arcs up, and it hits this guy kind of right in the side of the neck. And you see the arrow kind of embed slightly in the side of this guy's neck. There's this kind of like faintly orcish figure, and he just kind of begins sputtering and coughing and spitting out blood as he pulls the arrow, looking in your direction. You're not sure if he spotted you, Hondo, necessarily, this orcish figure, as Horus kind of standing beside you. And he's like, "Oh shit, scatter!" And Horus runs across. That's going to end his turn. Take us to these two bug-like figures here. Standing directly beside Gord and Mary. You guys watch one who is closest to the bar turn. Actually, they both do the same thing, but the focus on what they do and who they do it to is different. You watch as both in direct combat with you just opens their maws, and you can kind of see this kind of like bullfrog like kind of expansion to their chest and to their throat, and they just open their mouth and just unleash this poisonous fog cloud as it begins to lead into the bar and into the valley. So this whole space is now encompassed in the poisonous fog. You watch it kind of roll out along the ground. This yellow-green fog. I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws. Actually, it'll be at the start of your turn.
Okay.
So don't worry about it just yet. But
it even hit Val, that one?
Yeah, he can get pretty big.
Okay.
Because they're both doing it in like the same space, so they may as well maximize. So one will basically cover in here, the other will cover everything here. That will come back around to as they do that. It's their actions, and they're just going to hold tight there for now as we take us to Vidane. Vidane is at the top of his turn now. He's going to make a Constitution save. Actually, he doesn't have to. Vidane is pissed. And he is going to charge forth, back up, and then charge into the back of this figure through the door with his head low, and just his horns duck down as he gets up behind him, and he's going to try and attack him in the back. With a 21, definitely hits. You guys watch as Vidane charges forth, and as this guy finishes breathing this kind of cloud of fog and poison all around, Vidane charges and pierces and throws him, which he lands hard on the ground.
What a boy, Vidane.
His horns, his like massive horns, now kind of bloodied as he charges forward, seemingly unaffected by the poison. And he suffers a lot of damage. Suffers 30 points of damage. That guy. And then Vidane, in combat with the other one, just kind of hooves and kicks out twice against the other guy. With both hitting, absolutely, with a 28 and a 24. Definitely hit. Dealing an additional 14 points of damage to the other guy. Not too shabby. As we finally go around to Brawley.
Okay, so I rolled and I got a 24 for my con save.
Okay, so you suffer half the damage and then half again for your resistance.
Okay.
So I will give you the damage in a second, however. What do you do with your turn?
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to rage.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yes. That was so good.
Love it. I got chills doing that. So I'm gonna rage, and then I'm just gonna attack the guy closest to me.
You got it. So you've got two choices. As you begin your turn, let me do this. You take 5 points of poison damage.
5? Okay.
So not that bad. With the half and then quartered the damage would have been 20.
Okay.
As you begin your turn, this poison kind of encompasses you, but you just shake it off, and you feel that rage. You feel that lightning bolt kind of surge through you and kick that rage off. As you have two choices, you can either come around this side and flank this guy with Mary and get advantage, or this guy is prone and you would get advantage on him if you wanted to go for either of those guys. Or you can make your way over and attack this person who is just a human figure there. Your choice.
Okay. I'll make my way around. I'll go to the prone guy first, and I'll attack him.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that is 23 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Okay. And then I'm just going to do it here on D&D Beyond because it's easier.
Sure.
33 damage.
Yep, that'll do. Second hit.
17 to hit.
17 does not hit, unfortunately, but you have advantage because he is prone.
Okay. 20.
20 will hit.
Okay. And 32 damage.
Damn. Yeah, with that, as you jump forward with the rage imbuing you, you bring the hammer down and bring it again once more, and there's just this like cracking and then explosive inward as you just shatter in the chest, and this creature just dies.
Cool.
Nice, Brawl. Excellent.
One off the board. That's your action, bonus action, and 15 feet of movement.
Okay. I want to start making my way towards... If I start making my way towards the guy where Mary is, will I lose that advantage this turn? Like, if I start next turn and attack, will I lose that advantage still? Unless he turns, I guess?
You will have advantage if you go to there. If Mary, as long as Mary stays there, you'll have advantage.
Okay, then I'll do that then.
You got it. Okay, you end your turn there.
Yeah.
That ends. Brawley takes us to the top of the round with Valentine.
Did Gordo go? Did we miss Gordo?
Oh, maybe I did. I'm sorry.
There was a lot in the middle there.
Yeah. I think I did miss Gord.
What did you roll?
You remember what you rolled, Brock?
13, I think.
Say again?
13.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds right.
Yeah, it would put you right here. I think I have an empty space there, probably meant for you. So we'll jump back a little bit to you. In this case, you would not have the poison around you, so I'm not going to get you to roll the poison save at the beginning of this turn. If you are still in the area of the poison, you'll have to roll it then, but we'll see. So, what do you do with your turn? As you are in the mix of all of this as well. You've got this guy right behind.
Who's the biggest baddie near me?
Right
behind me?
You've got this guy's on your side. You've got this guy immediately.
I thought he was a baddie too.
That's the Dane. Big Minotaur. And then you've got this guy over here who you can't see exactly from there, but that is Juza over around the corner here.
Yeah, he's a big baddie.
That guy, that guy, that guy are all enemies within range.
Yeah, I'll move so I can see the guy with like the pink circle around him.
Yep.
And then I'll do disintegrate.
Okay. As you aim towards him with disintegrate, it's a dexterity save.
Yep.
You got it. Coming in hot.
Just because I don't feel like reading it all.
That's fine. That is an 18.
Fail.
Go ahead and roll damage.
This is gonna hurt.
You haven't had a
The
good
save
disintegrate
is
since
so
Lavender.
high now. Gordon save is 22.
What?
10d6? Wait, so I roll 60 10s or 10d6s?
I think it's
10d6.
It's 10d6 plus
Sorry.
40.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Oof.
Jesus. This is going to hurt real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, I'm still confused. 10
Like
10d6.
dice or 10 dice?
No, 10 d6s.
Okay.
10 6 dies. But if you just click the spell, oh no, because it's in the staff.
yeah.
It should still be in the spell list, whatever.
Oh yeah, fuck. I'll just click that. I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. Alright. 73.
Okay. You hold the staff of Mordenkainen, and as you kind of step around the other targets in the space, you keep within 5 feet of, you keep within 5 feet of this creature immediately here, but you're still able to see the large target here. He would have had a little bit of cover. However, in this case, it makes no difference as you just bring the staff up and you can feel it, like the immense power this staff holds. And you just tap into it ever so slightly and you unleash this thin ray that just kind of skates through everything and connects with this target. And he just doubles over. And you watch as like the massive arm begins to kind of wither away, and his tiny arm kind of reaches up and grabs its shoulder, and you watch as like the massive arm just falls to the ground, severed, as you watch this like disintegrated shoulder, and he howls in pain.
Gordon. I mean, milkshake.
That's your action.
Any line for milkshake after he does that?
You've been shaken. Nuts.
I'm gonna be tweeting that out, folks. That's good shit.
The subtle context of the line lost on this massive creature as it just howls in pain and just looks around at the rest of the Crimson Coin and makes no obvious like call to action, just howling in pain, hoping that they get the idea here. But that is your action and about 5 feet of movement. Do you want to move or do you want to stay?
I'll stay.
You got it.
Just so jovial after it. I'll stay.
At the end of Gord's turn, no, that would be the end of Brawley's turn. We come back around to Valentine.
Oh man, let's type in a funny meme. Okay. I can't see Juza anymore because he's kind of hiding behind there, right?
Yeah, he's pulled out of view, but you hear a howl of incredible pain from him around that corner. You can see, obviously, the Dane has come here. This is a new target. You saw guns fall down here, so you know there's targets above you.
Kyle, I have to make my save. What was it a con?
Actually, as Brawley kills that target, the cloud immediately kind of begins to fizzle out. However, you notice inside the cloud has remained.
Oh no, and there's people in there, right?
Yeah, there are a couple of civilians and other people who are now kind of like caught in this cloud, and you see Doc is caught in this cloud.
I'll start to run forward and I'll be like, kill that other poison summoner. And then I'll jump up and I'll kick out the wings, bonus action.
Easy enough.
And then I'll double birds the snipers, but then I'll like turn around and fly to try and get a view to Eldritch Blast Juza.
Easy enough. As you rocket straight out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What's your fly speed? 60?
It is pretty fast. My fly speed is 60.
So you can get 10.
I had to take some movement to get out there though, right?
Yeah, but you can still be pretty high. So you can still go 30 feet up after kind of flying out. So you'd be 30 feet high.
Awesome. Then I will, Eldritch Blast. If I got that view, I'll take it.
You definitely do.
Shooters, shoot. 21. 14. And move dice, they can't roll. Get out of here. And 22. So 21, 22, and 14.
So only
two
hit, yeah.
And then these are +7 after the fact. Oh, this is gonna be good. So that's 14 plus 7 is... Oh god, I was never good at these
21.
ones. Kevin, help me out. 21. And then 8 plus 7 is 15. So 21 and 15 is 36.
As you kick the wings out and fly up, you can just pinpoint the sound of his screams as you come into this middle area, and you look basically a straight shot down at him as he's holding this like gray stump, and you can see the arm on the ground is like partially dissolved at the kind of shoulder joint, and as he kind of looks up at your space as you fly up and you pump the Eldritch Blast down, one just spins him off of the shoulder that's covered in the cape, and the other just like slams into the side of his head, and you just watch it like cave in with the force, and he slumps.
Yeah.
You gain 7 hit points from your Hexblade's curse.
Then I'm gonna beat my chest and I'm gonna be like shouting. I say, "This is the lady's domain! Go back to the hive, you cowards!"
Make an intimidation check.
You got it. Not that I could have done better. That's 20, dirty.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
That's your action, bonus action, full movement. So it's the end of your turn.
That's my turn.
Hondo, at the other side, at this kind of step down here, you've watched this figure just slump, fall, and be destroyed, and Valentine call out in this crowd. However, you've got targets right here, and you know there are targets up above. What are you doing?
How far is the target above?
This guy above is 50 feet up. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, like basically 50 feet, 50 to 60.
If I move a bit closer, could I use Whisper and teleport to him?
Absolutely. You could get up to here and then throw.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, right.
I'll give you advantage on it because you were previously stealthed. and you're not attacking one of these guys on the low ground.
So 17 first roll.
Okay.
And second roll, 17 again.
Okay. Well, hits, definitely.
Yeah, Whisper is, I think, 12.
Yeah.
29.
Yeah. If you roll natural 17, it's highly unlikely you're going to miss. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack.
Sick. I think this check. Sneak attack is 66. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then do I get
Get the additional psychic damage and all that.
yeah. So then it's 3d4?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. All right, the total
35.
35.
Plus your modifier.
My modifier is 8.
Yeah.
For a total of 43.
This poor fucker.
And you teleport along.
Yep.
You'll teleport up. However, he's right on the edge here, so I want you to make a dexterity save to see if you can catch yourself before falling.
All right.
Not a particularly high DC.
10. And dexterity save 12. 22.
Yeah. Easy enough. You throw Whisper, and as this target is kind of looking, and you see him kind of like loading a shot into the next kind of the barrel, aiming to go up, your Whisper, like as he turns to kind of fire back, Whisper connects like right in his neck, and you teleport along with it and drop back, and you can see like a good wound has been carved, and blood is kind of pouring down his side as he just like shocked and frightened looks over at you and begins to kind of turn and shoot in your direction. However, still the rest of your turn as you kind of nearly slip back, but you catch yourself very coolly right on the edge, pull yourself into a proper stance. That's your action. You still have your bonus?
Can I, with my bonus, throw him off the side? Like push him off?
I'll give it to you because you got the surprise action here. So it's going to be
such a good move.
It's going to be like a grapple check. So acrobatic, or it's an athletics check from you and his acrobatics or athletics.
Come on, H. Come on, Henry.
9.
Okay.
And athletics, you said?
Yeah.
Plus 9, so 18.
Unfortunately, as you reach out to grab, and you do grab hold of his like kind of collar of his like armor, and you go to wrench him around, he kind of grabs onto your forearm and just like and pulls back, and you're both kind of semi-grappling each other before he kind of spins the gun and kind of taps it like hard into like your knuckles, and you just kind of pull back, and you're no longer entangled, and he was able to kind of hold himself steady. However, you definitely have the upper hand. You just managed to kind of escape that one. Are you going to stay there?
I'm going to move behind that yellow figure, maybe. Just take a little cover from him.
Like just like circle around?
Can I move more around it?
You've only got 15 feet of movement, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So you can only get one space behind.
Yeah, that's fine.
What line do you say? You just straight up murdered a guy out of the darkness and then appeared to try to grab this guy.
I was gonna say when I tried to throw him off, I was gonna say, looking for a towel? I think I see one, and then I throw him over.
Always next turn to see. Next turn.
Yeah, that's true. Save it.
Let's see. Okay, that's end of Hondo's turn. That takes us to the mercenaries. So the one who is right with Hondo is going to go first because that's where the action is. So 2 shots are going to get shot at you, Hondo, in close proximity. Yeah, those are both going to hit with a 24 and a 23. As you kind of spin around behind him, he kind of spins and just quick fires just right into your stomach. Let's see. That is going to be 6 points of piercing and 11 points of poison. 17 on that first one. And 5 points of piercing with 13 points of poison.
Can I dodge?
Yeah, so that's 18 reduced to 9 on that second one.
All right, so 9, and you said I think the first one was 13?
Yes, so 22 total on that round as he shoots. Let's see. The guys on the bridge here do not have their guns, thanks to Mary. But they're going to do something else. As Mary, Val, and Brawley, you guys can see as they're kind of reeling and shaking their hands from the wounds from Mary, they rush together and kind of pull away from the edge. But Valentine, you're flying, so you can kind of see that they kind of rush together, pull something out of a satchel, and you begin to see like flames ignite as one rushes back to the edge with a flaming cocktail bottle and spikes it down into the bar.
These fucking guys. Oh my god.
Oh no, we could use your wall of water. Also, do you remember when you used to throw Molotov cocktails? Like
every game.
Like
Yeah.
you tried. Like I made you a specific item because you like to do it so much.
I forgot about that.
Maybe an item? I have to check this now.
You have no, it's not because it's not D&D Beyond. No, it was
Name they were called ball bearings.
God.
Oh, ball bearing. I made you it was like a lighter, like so you could light something as a bonus action instead of an action. It's just like a flint with like a ring on your thumb.
I do remember that.
Yeah. It's not an official item,
I will add that to my unofficial inventory.
This stream missed a lot of ball bearings every game, and Hondo
often to the detriment of our own team.
Hondo pouring
that's
ale
in
on
our
someone.
history.
Hondo like wasting a turn pouring ale on someone and then trying to throw a match at it. You're like, why won't they combust?
The alcohol.
Mary, go ahead and make a dexterity save for me.
Okay. Oh, I have advantage on this.
You have advantage or +2?
I think it said. Oh, right. I always forget.
Nope, you have advantage on dex saves.
Okay.
And +2 AC.
It's a 14 plus 7.
That'll
21.
succeed. The Dane unfortunately fails. And you guys watch as it shatters kind of right in this doorway. And it shatters and then splays out. Mary, you do get caught in some of the damage, though not a ton. The Dane's back is kind of suddenly ignited with this liquid fire.
The Dane.
12. So, Mary, you take 10 points of fire damage. The Dane takes 20, and he is on fire. And the bar begins to ignite.
Fuck.
These two over here do the same move,
Oh my god, these fucking assholes.
and they throw it straight through the bar and just kind of connect on this bar side.
Probably
it
they're
will-
throwing Molotov cocktails.
It's going to splash
At
a
the
little
bar.
on Doc, and actually Doc would have got in that first one too, so he's got to make a dex save, which he rolls a 9 and fails. He takes 20 points of fire damage and has to make a con save, which he succeeds. So Mary, you are still
Oh my
pasted.
Good, because I haven't even had my turn yet.
I know. The second one will not reach him. It goes all the way to the back of the bar, but hits these two figures, and you watch as they are burned. That is their actions, and then they are going to split in that way. Val, you can see the guys on the bridge up here begin running through the door this way.
Okay.
After they do that, and that guy shot. This guy here is going to pull back, and Val, you feel 4 shots come your way.
Oh boy. Definitely gonna shield this.
Okay, so we've got a 24, 26,
24. Okay.
and
Keep
then 10 and 16.
24 is my AC, so that hits, right? Or is that blocked?
Yep, it's a meet. So
Okay, so yeah, both those two first ones hit.
2 hit, 2 miss. So
Let me quickly. I never did the Hexblade's curse thing. You
Yes,
keep
7.
doing your thing. I'm just gonna add. Was it just 7?
I think so. This is not bad though. Well, I guess
Yep.
that's bad. You take 14 points of piercing and 2 points of poison.
Okay.
16 on that
16.
one. And then 5 points of piercing and 7 points of poison for 12.
12.
And then it's disappearing. And that is going to end their turn and take us to Mary.
Okay, I still got one of these assholes, or do I have 2?
You've got 1 target, and Allie is giving you advantage on the attack as you have one of these kind of like insect-like guys
Right
up on your door.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him a lot.
Go ahead.
First one, at advantage, a natural 20
I'll do.
with sneak attack.
You guys are fucked.
Well, it did hit with the first one. Second, give me natural 20. So thank you, Allie. Should we dump a maneuver on this just to make it overkill?
Just have fun.
I mean, yeah. Why would you not?
Sure.
That's a natural
Let's
20.
do a goading attack so that he has to attack me and not other people. It's a whiz save.
Wisdom save.
DC 20.
That is only an 18,
Ooh,
which is still pretty good, but
that's pretty good, but
Yeah.
no, does not succeed.
not
Roll all the
particularly
dice.
wise.
This is not as good as it could have been. That is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 times 2 is, what is 21 times 2? 42 plus 49.
39. Okay.
Yep.
As you, with this initial burst of haste, almost just like Limitless or Sherlock Holmes, just kind of surveying the scene and just like slow motion playing out what you want to do. The options are endless, and almost just casually, you just slice across with one blade, and you like deal a significant blow to this creature. And so quickly, barely even registers the attack happened, is on death's door.
Whew. Yeah, do that thing where like you move so fast that you let them come into your blade,
Yeah.
and then second attack just try to like rip it out the side.
Yep.
At advantage, natural 18.
Yep. Hits.
$15.
Yeah, that is enough to carve out the blade from the inside of this creature, and it just slowly coughs and sputters, falling over to the side as the
Cool.
cloud of poison inside fades, but the bar
Awesome.
is still on fire.
Yeah. Is there any other baddies within walking distance?
Well, your walking distance is pretty big right now.
Oh, it's great, yeah. And I can
So-
dash if I need to. I haven't used my bonus action yet.
You're 5, 10, 15, 40 to this person. And with your passive perception, you saw creatures run down this way. You saw these guys run into the door over here. You saw this guy disappear, and this guy is still fighting Honda.
Okay, I only saw one of those because of the
I
camera.
keep
we're on
forgetting
right
I'm
now.
on the different camera. You gotta stop me before.
Sorry, I started, but you were already talking. So there's 2 that ran down that hallway. There's one that kind of went north.
Okay, this one is an easy target within range. These 2 you saw run away. This one's being targeted by Hondo. One up here has disappeared from sight, and these 2 have disappeared from your sight as well.
Okay. The 2 that ran away, did they throw Molotov cocktails?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go get them.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 gets you on top of that one.
Excellent.
As you're just coming down the stairs, just enhanced speed, sprinting around.
Okay, one attack. 13, 14. 20. Oh, wait, I have a bonus to hit too. I rolled a 13, so that's 27, 29.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. – 15.
15, okay.
Yeah. That's 3 attacks. My hasted attack. Oh, this might not hit. 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, it will. 23.
Hits.
Yeah. Rolled a 7 on the dice, but so much to add to it now.
Mm-hmm. How do you have plus 16?
Because of haste.
Oh, does haste give you a bonus to your hit as well?
It gives you an extra 2 to hit, I'm pretty sure.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, fuck, okay, well, so
21 still hits.
Okay. For some reason, I read that wrong.
It's 2 to your AC, advantage on
Yeah,
dex
no,
saves.
you're right. It just gives you an extra attack, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
16 points on that one.
Okay.
And I have a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely hits. It's a natural 15.
Yep. Go ahead, no damage.
Timer's Edge. $10.
10 points. Still standing.
Jeez.
But definitely hurt as you just rush up, and as he's like in the middle of sprinting away, like tries to kind of parry some of with like draws a short sword in one hand and has the pistol in the other, and you just carve through expertly.
Would I have enough movement to put myself between them and where they were running towards?
You went 45, so you have 60 feet. 50, 55, 60.
Yep, so like I'm in melee with both of them essentially.
Oh, you. This would put you direct, like they're in a line back to back.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Well, then I'll go to the side, so I'm in melee with both of them.
Okay. Is it the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Cool.
Sorry, guys. My turns take 1,000 years now.
It's all good.
Doc, the poison faded before it came back to his turn. The fire in the bar is burning, but he's not caught in it. What is he going to do? He just whistles and says to Ace, help her out. And he rushes up and is going to bite at the one you left alive. Yeah, that's going to hit. Natural 19. The guy's still alive, but he's looking hurt as you watch this steel defender just bound down and bite into the back of this tiefling character that was rushing away that you had just carved into, and he just kind of yanks him down, and you can see he is on death's door. Doc is then going to... I can't do much about the fire, unfortunately. He's just going to literally start trying to like gather like ale, like open ale casks, and just start like trying to put out the flames. That's going to end his turn. As we go to Gord. Chickens are getting slim here, Gord. You've got one guy way up here and one guy here. And you saw those two guys leave, and everything begins to kind of like slim down here. What are you doing?
I shall cast Steel Wind Strike.
I don't think you're gonna. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't think you're gonna have enough targets close enough together to like string it together because it's within 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could.
Yeah, we kind of just eliminated most of your targets.
Yeah, they split apart a lot. So like, there are two here. 5, 30, 5, 10, 15. So you could use your full movement to get to there and then hit these two guys if you want.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Go ahead and make your 2 attacks.
I can't read today. So do I click? You think by now I know how to play this fucking game, but like on D&D Beyond, there's like plus 14, right? That I can click. It's like 60-10. What do I click for?
You click the plus 14 because you got to hit both of these guys. You got to hit that twice. When you hit, you roll damage.
All right.
Which is the 60.
First one, 24.
Hits.
Second one, 19.
Hits as well. So roll damage, and they both will probably die.
33.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Nice.
Gord, just like Mary, you watch as Gord just like apparates and beside you, and the two guys, this orc and this tiefling who are running away, you just watch as they just split into 3, 4, 5 pieces and just like fall apart in front of you as if like blades had just sliced them into many, many pieces. They're dead. That's your action, Gord. Anything for a bonus?
Nah.
You just stand beside Mary, perfectly
Power
like,
over
just
them.
super serene, holding the staff of Azuth's fate as these two bodies just fall. That's that guy and that guy dead. Ends Gord's turn. Takes us to Horus.
Horus.
He can't really get to anybody here, so he's gonna scamper away into the night.
He just witnessed that massacre by Gord.
Yeah. The Dane is gonna get real angry and get to that person. He's gonna take a little bit of fire damage, but he doesn't care. He's still on fire. And then he is going to gore this person over here. Maybe, actually, he might miss that. Yeah, unfortunately, he misses that. That's too bad. Just charges with his full speed, trying to get this other target from running away. But we'll see if he can lock him down as we come to Brawley's turn.
Okay. I'm still raging.
You're still
Who's
raging.
near?
You're watching the kind of targets dwindle.
Okay.
You can see this figure and this figure are seemingly the last remaining targets on the field.
Okay, I'll run up to the one on my left. And I'll attack him.
Go ahead.
What is that? 24 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Okay. 30 damage.
Damn. Let's see. They're still standing,
Okay.
but are very, very hurt.
I'll do a second attack, and that is 20 damage.
That's enough. As you just rush up, and you watch as they jump out of the way and like drop their weapons to like kind of parry and push Vidane's like goring tusks and horns. But that gives you an open line. You throw the hammer and it connects and like knocks them off balance. It returns to your hand and you leap and just cave them down with the second strike. And they are destroyed under your attack. That ends your attack. Do you want to do anything with your bonus?
Yeah, I'll start making my way over to the final guy.
Okay.
Assuming if he's alive or not by the time I get there next round.
Just the slow walk.
The slow walk.
You can get up on the edge of the fountain, making your way, but we'll see what Hondo does on his turn, which is coming about as Valentine is technically before him. What do you do?
Can I see how bad's the fire sitch going in the bar? Like, I'll just spend my turn like flying down, trying to keep anyone safe. Maybe I know Hondo's gonna do something insane. Maybe I'll fly over towards Hondo and I'll be like, Hondo, throw me the decanter. And I'll just spend my turn doing that. Because he's the guy in front of Hondo is the only guy who's left, right?
as far as you can tell, you can see that there were the two guys on the bridge and the guy on the far left who would have still been standing, but they have scattered and kind of ducked into buildings. And at this point, you have to go on a chase to hunt them down. You definitely saw Mary and Gord finish those guys off. And this guy, with Honda, is the last remaining on the field target, as Allie just smashed the other one. So you just call out to Hondo to toss you the decanter.
And then I'll fly up behind this guy, and I'll be like, throw down your weapon unless... I apologize. Throw down your weapon unless you want to fucking die tonight.
Make an intimidation check with your action.
Oh, it's just a 20. Just a straight dirty 20.
Let's see. He looks up at you, flying. Hondo, standing on the edge of the building. And kind of at a loss. Puts his hands up. And just goes to fall back.
To off the thing? I just push him back.
Make an athletics check against his acrobatics.
Man, that would have been the best time for a nat 20. It's not good for me. It's a 7.
He just kind of, you go to reach, but he's already falling. You didn't expect suicide attempt on his list of options.
Oh, shucks.
And he tumbles down with the last remaining hit points and perishes as it falls to the ground. There's a brief moment of quiet, with this exception of the crackling flame as the sound of like the crowds still kind of rushing and disappearing into the night, before you hear kind of Vidane and Doc calling for aid at the bar as the fire is kind of getting not out of control, but it needs your help. What do you do?
Hondo, if you throw me the decanter, you could use your magic inside, but I'll do the outside if you want to go and do the inside.
Okay, I'll give you the decanter.
And then, unless the geyser setting is too intense, I'll either use fountain or geyser and just be like an aerial fire helicopter, just trying to get this blaze under control.
So did I need to do a wall of water?
It's up to you.
They called for help inside, so you might need help from inside.
All
so
right.
I do the outside, you do the inside with your little wall of water magic.
I'll head inside and I'll cast the wall of water.
As you kind of cast it over the bar and over the kind of back area of the bar top itself, between the two of you and how quickly you're on top of it, the wood is drenched, and it's going to take a couple of days to dry out properly. But it seems like the majority of the bar and like the rooms above didn't hit the ceiling enough. Like maybe the back wall and the bar top sustained the most damage, but easily fixed with the quick actions of yourselves. As Vidane like finally kind of jumps into the water and taps out the fire, shakes himself off a little, says, "Much obliged. This I don't know what I would do if I lost this place, so thank you very much."
Vidane, anyone need healing inside? We can heal anyone who needs help.
The ones who were inside are a little past healing, unfortunately.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my god.
Certainly. But this is the way of the cage. A few moments pass, and you hear the sounds of like plate mail, like jangling of armor from outside, as you watch two figures kind of step in like a rush, in a haste. You can see this red-skinned hobgoblin figure, black hair pulled tight in this kind of like tight bun ponytail, and you can see both of these figures, the other a female human seems relatively young, maybe late 20s. They both kind of rush in. They're wearing this rather ornate-looking plate armor that is burnished kind of black with red accent, and you can see this symbol of almost like what you would see of the what's the symbol for like the medical symbol? It's like the caduceus snake staff kind of thing.
The snake, yeah.
It's similar to that, and it's kind of that same kind of snake symbol with the wings emblazoned on like pauldrons and on the chest piece. Like you can see that symbol is very evident as they wear these kind of half red capes around them. They're both wearing like the same pieces of armor as they rush in. And the Vidane kind of puts a hand up, and the hobgoblin steps forward and says, "We heard of a disturbance, and clearly there's been a fire, but heard there was fighting as well. Is anyone hurt?" And he kind of looks at the fallen who are in the bar. He turns to the woman and just says, "Put word out to the dustmen. We have more work for them. You lot, we have some questions. Vidane, of course, will speak with you in a moment. I don't recognize your faces."
Of course, we
Sorry, dustmen or duskmen?
Dust.
Dustmen, okay.
Of course, we'd be happy to help and oblige. We are new here, sir. We're the wrong crowd.
I'll be honest, it's not exactly a comforting name to hear. I'm going to need you to take a seat while you round up some information. How many are you in your party here?
There's 5 of us.
He kind of looks around. Is everyone amassed in this moment inside the bar here? Is everyone present?
I think so. I mean, Hondo is in the bathroom, but
Hondo's got his feet on the table. He's just like using a toothpick.
Taking a little nap. He says, "Just sit tight while I gather any information. We have many questions here. There's obviously been some activity tonight.
Not a problem.
Don't go far." And he kind of steps out, gestures for Vidane to follow.
It's like fold my wings over myself, like to make a little like vest out of them.
You watch as Doc kind of steps back into the bar after kind of being outside while you guys were waterboarding the place. And you can see Ace is shortly behind him. He kind of gives a nod to the female armored individual who passes him kind of in the doorway as she exits and he enters. And he kind of makes his way over to you and says, "Well, that got a little spicy real fast. Well, you can at least back up your words. I'll give you that."
We appreciate that. We're just doing our part.
"Well, you may be regretting that not far from now, but we'll see." Look, he kind of gets a little quieter, a little closer, and says, "These are the authorities of this area, called the Mercy Killers. They're good at heart, and they take justice as their core belief. But their way they dispense that justice can easily find someone like yourselves on the wrong side of an executioner's blade.
Mm-hmm.
So please, be careful what you say. But tell the
Do
truth."
they have sorry to interrupt you, sir. Do they have any allegiance to the lady, or are they just for this area?
They are one of the few factions who are truly for the lady.
Oh, all right.
Just don't lie. Tell it like it is. And everything should be all right.
All right.
He kind of disengages, kind of goes and heads over towards the hobgoblin and Vidane. And they both kind of give him a nod as he enters, and kind of you watch this hobgoblin kind of like taking a very like measured stance between the two of them. There seems to be some recognition, but he is definitely on the attack, so to speak, against the two of them. Vidane and Doc are both kind of sitting back as this figure is kind of stripping them down a little bit.
Are they speaking common?
Yep.
Can I get any of the conversation?
You make a perception check.
After I sit down and then take a set and be like, oh, that smells. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that part. Oh, give me a sec. Okay. Well, haven't had that spell in a long time, but fuck, that's great. I only got a 16.
You can gather bits and pieces as there's kind of shifting movement between to kind of block the lips that you can't quite read, and you get that the hobgoblin actually isn't speaking too much. It's more pointed and directed questions and jabs, and you're watching Vidane and Doc kind of do a little bit more explanation, and their backs are to you, but you know more or less what they would say. But he says you do catch to Vidane. You catch him say, round up the bodies and round up the bodies and bring them to the fraternity. As you're kind of watching, there's a moment where you guys are kind of alone in the bar after this encounter. Is there anything you guys do? As you can see, that female is kind of on her way back, but hasn't quite made it back just yet. She's kind of walking through the courtyard, but making her way towards you guys.
I'm just playing it real cool, just sitting, being real nice, just waiting.
Okay.
I'm just watching people and trying to, like we already talked about, trying to gauge like what people's relationships might be, who's contentious with who, make sure we don't say anything wrong.
Make an insight check as you're kind of watching this encounter between Vidane, Doc, and this new hobgoblin mercy killer.
It was a 5, which is an 8, plus 13, so 21, yeah.
You can tell that Vidane and Doc are both on their back foot. They're being chastised. They're being kind of broken down and pressed by this hobgoblin, and but you can see that they're submissive in a way, recognizing that like this figure is either important, powerful, respected, one of those, and they're doing as he says. You can also see that doesn't seem to be any malintent or ill intent from this figure, just really trying to get what happened here very specifically, and just very like letter to the law is what you would gather, which aligns with what Doc said. And you guys watch as this female figure returns, and you can see as she kind of does, like I said, she's relatively younger. She's maybe late 20s, maybe, kind of reddish brown hair, but you can see some faint scars across the face in little spots and pieces here, as she makes her way across to you all and says, my name is Kendra. I'm with the Mercy Killers here in Sigil. How long have you been in the city? We don't recognize your faces.
We've been here one day, ma'am.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Which portal did you use to access the city?
We came by means of a portal. It may not have been used in quite some time. It was out of the content cup, I think.
She kind of makes a face. Do you have the port key? You have a permit?
I don't think so, ma'am. Yeah.
She kind of like continuing, like that doesn't make any sense.
Do we have a port key? Like we didn't. We just said, okay, great.
No,
I just
you don't
want
have
to
shit.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. We kind of intentionally stumbled into this place.
Right. Well, you've been here less than a day and already, well, the coin apparently are up for your heads. So you know how to make an impression.
Well, if I may, man, we've been here less than a day and we protected a man who was just trying to go about his work. And then when these folks shot first, and all right.
I don't want to hear your reasoning for why you believe you're in the right.
Sure.
I just want to hear the facts. And I want to impress upon you, you've made a lot of mistakes in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened here?
This place, we were sitting just right over there with our friend Doc. We met, and Verdane came over. He was just so nice. We were sharing a nice toast to new friends. And as you can see, well, it's hard to tell because of all the fire and all the commotion, but they shot at us, smashed the glass, and then called us out, said something like, hey, you fuck faces, come outside, wrong crowd. You fuck with wrong people this morning when you stopped us from picking on that nice old man. And then we walked outside and they were like, it's our job to pick on nice old men. The ladies shit. We run this place. We're the motherfucking bitches here. And you know what you can do for us? You can give us 50 gold. And on top of that, I'll give you 500 fucking gold. And then they said, oh, and if you don't do that, we're going to fucking kill everyone in this area. Not just everyone. We're going to kill your fucking children. We're going to kill your fucking grandparents. We're going to kill your fucking cousins. And that was just so aggressive and mean, man. And there were so many snappers around.
They were also in part of the letting everything go deal was to swear fealty to them.
Oh, yeah, we had to kiss a ring.
It very much
no
sounded
germs.
like you are going to work for us now, was the impression that we received.
Sounds like there might have been a little bit of embellishment there, but not far off the mark, I imagine.
Man, we're no fans of this general in the Crimson Coin. That's the straight truth.
Well, that's fair. And your intentions are honorable, though your actions may have caused more harm than done good here. I get this place is a lot to gather in a short amount of time, but I want to impress upon you that this isn't a vacation spot.
No,
or
man.
some dungeon to play hero in.
No, man.
The damage done here goes far beyond what you see here. People's lives, livelihoods, they rest on shit like this not erupting at every street corner. There's a balance to this city, even though it may not look like it from the outside. And this has surely thrown it off. Look, you're new. I can tell immediately you want to do the right thing. The right thing right now is to lay low, not cause any more strife, not raise any more flags with the coin or the general. And I would recommend laying low and staying inside for a couple of days. We don't need to return to turf and civil war. What was that?
Nothing.
Just glance at Hondo, picking his teeth with Whisper.
With
ma'am.
respect,
Yeah, please listen. Yeah.
With respect, oh, baby's monitor's going. If we, as you said, we've made errors, which I'm sure I don't disagree with, given anytime you're in a new place and don't know the ground rules, it's hard to keep to rules you don't know about. When as this situation arose tonight, getting shot at in a bar, what would be your recommended course of action should they attempt to strike at us again?
You need to defend yourselves, that's understood. But clearly, there was a bit of antagonization on your end to cause this. Now, we know the coin are villains. We know they are petty, we know they are foolish, and we know they are reaching beyond their normal bounds. For what reason, we're not sure yet. But as I said, bar brawls and chaos in the streets is not what we want. This balance has been long coming. It's been a lot of work, many years. Let's not let it slip back to war once more.
Ma'am, we have no intention of doing bar brawls. We're not that type. For 20 years now, generals come in and upset this balance. I'm sure there was even more balance before he showed up with this Crimson Coin folk. And you mentioned you don't know what he's up to. And listen, we're not just fools and dumbasses. We intentionally came to this place because we have a bit of a mission ourselves, and it has to do with helping the lady. And it seems like a lot, especially you don't even know us at all to seek audience with her. But if you wanted to know more about the general, we're not just all bash and bluster. We could be a little more stealthy and try and help you all out.
See, that's the kind of talk that I didn't want to hear at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact opposite of what I was trying to impress upon you. Please do not do any of that, or I will be forced to arrest you for upsetting this balance.
We don't want to upset any balance, ma'am.
Make a deception check.
Why don't you add it anymore, D&D Beyond? We're on such a good streak.
It doesn't add your modifier?
23. I think it's because I shrank the window.
She looks you up and down, looks at the rest of your group. You're staying here tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. We'll be checking in on you in the morning, and in the morning after that, and the morning after that, and possibly throughout the day in between that. If you are not present for one of those checks, we'll be sending someone to look for you, and they will be pulling you back to this place. For the next 3 days, this is your home. This is where you stay. Do not leave. And if you do so with Mercy Killer guard.
Can I ask you a question, Kendra?
Sure.
How do you like your coffee in the morning? Because we're going to be right here for the next 3 days every morning.
Black.
You got it.
Okay. She just gets up and makes her way out towards the Hobgoblin and Vidane and Doc, and there's a quiet grouping as they get together. What do you guys do?
Just turn back, step in front of Honda's double fingers. Shit.
Oh, fuck.
Well, y'all want to go to bed? Let's go to our suite and maybe unwind a bit. It'll be a little drier than this place.
They got another thing coming if they think I'm going to stay here all day.
Hey, easy
Don't
there,
say that
Tex.
too
Oh,
loud.
no. This
Let's go upstairs. Hey,
or
hey, let's go upstairs now. Come on, let's go upstairs.
You guys retire to your room easily.
I never lost him.
As soon as I shut the door. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was going to be, as soon as they call us out, I was like, this is going to have fucking ripples everywhere. Like, it's a gang war. If that shit happened back in my city, you know innocent people are going to get hurt, and they're going to keep fucking people hurt. And having a big, there's nothing else we could have done. We couldn't have done anything differently.
No,
But-
I ain't mad about that. I'm mad about how they treated us. Where the fuck? Oh, great. They show up after the fucking fight's done and then tell us, hey, don't do that. What are we supposed to do? Let these people burn to death?
I held my tongue, but I'm telling you, I was going to give them one.
Yeah,
we
well,
How's
lucky we
that?
didn't.
did their job.
We're on house
We
arrest for
don't
3
have
days.
time.
We don't have time.
What are we gonna do?
We're not going to listen to them, and we're going to do what we want to do.
But what we
Look
want to
at-
do is get in close with them and let us see the Lady of Pain.
Honestly, I don't think they're the route there. There are two by the book and two very specific in their orders. They're not going to, they don't want any other disruption. So why would they give a bunch of fuckheads who've already, proven to be kind of chaotic more access. Now, the one thing I did notice is she said they will check us up in the morning and throughout the day, and then we have to stay here all day. She did not say anything about nighttime. It's a loophole, and I'm not saying that we don't know what we need to do, and all those cool stores that we might want to will be definitely closed at nighttime. However,
We break in.
well, as of right now, we all need to fucking sleep because it's been a long day-ish. Has it been a long day? The fucking outside is weird.
Well, outside turned off when we went inside. Then we came back inside and it was night.
I don't know what our next move is here.
I say we go break into stores.
Why would we
know
break
that-
into stores?
Yeah,
Because we can't go in the day.
Very nice. Of you.
I know.
No, we
but
can't
have-
with some mercy killers. We can't shop during the day. We just can't do any of the skulky stuff.
Too bad
I
we
need a
can't
couple of
doppelganger ourselves.
I have one cast of misdirect. Or there's some sort of spell that Raymond once used on us to kind of fuck with us. Here's what we do. We have a nice rest, enjoy this beautiful suite, and then in the morning, maybe we talk to Doc. He won't be here, but we talk to Redane. We see if we can find out a little bit more about the Daybuzz or some sort of servants who work for the Lady of Pain. Let's just get a little more info on how we can get closer.
We also can't forget that there is potentially a, speaking of doppelgangers, doppelganger of Mordenkainen walking around because of the weird shit that we found. And we never dealt with that.
Which weird shit was that?
The thing that Raymond had in his tower, too, that we were, pretty sure were making clones.
Oh, yeah. That was spooky when Raymond did that.
Yeah, and there was one in the Mordenkainen one. And something broke out. And we haven't found whatever the fuck broke out. Why are you making that face?
Which face?
The face that you make when you're pretending that you understand what's going on. You make it a lot when I'm talking. And it's been more so in the last, 4 hours.
I don't really, maybe I forget the part where something broke out or something. What? Brawley, do you know what she's talking about?
No.
Sorry, I keep falling back into this voice sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this just your voice forever now?
No, I'm going to change it back to this. Not really sure what you're talking about.
Just looking them up and down, very exasperated, very tired. What the fuck is going on?
I have no idea what you're fucking talking about. First off, remember the Raymond thing? That was real spooky.
Yes. How did we get here?
We went through the portal in the Alabaster Tower thing.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
How did we... Yeah, right. What happened after we went through the portal?
It was icky. I remember that part. It was real gross. And then stepped through the thing, and then you made such a mess in that coffee shop. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, and then you embarrassed me very publicly, and I stole some coffee beans. What?
Yeah. What? You stole coffee? Okay, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm making fucking coffee at some point. Okay?
You don't steal stuff. Why did you steal stuff?
Because Hondo vastly overpaid for a drink, and it was obviously up. You know what? This isn't the conversation. What are you confused about?
Just
the clone thing?
I remember the Raymond clone thing. I'm not really sure when you say Mordenkainen. Not
right.
That doesn't really track.
The super crazy ass wizard who had that thing, and I'm pointing to Zeus Fate.
Wait, what?
Raymond had that thing?
No, Mordenkainen had that thing.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the I'm turning to just the other two. Am I insane? Hondo? Bored?
Do you guys know what she's talking about? Do you guys know Mordenkainen? What she's talking about?
The
Is that a spell?
doppelganger?
No, the crazy ass wizard who we had to free from a fucking time trap, and then guy got us back here, and then Val had to murder him, and then
What?
something.
Oh, I get it now. Maybe she had a dream or something. Remember when we all had dreams? Maybe she had a weird dream, and that was a part of it.
Was that the
I'm
guy you
like
fought on
sitting
the
there just
street?
massaging my temples. Like, just, I can't right now. How do we fix this? What is going on? Am I insane?
Not too sure what you're going. You've been through a lot though. Maybe we should just have a little nappy poo.
Mary,
And then in the
before this
morning-
moment, make an insight check.
Okay.
Mary?
18 plus
1,000.
13.
They
Oh,
have
what is
no
that, a 31?
idea. Yeah. They have no idea what you're talking about. Like you can see them trying to like recall and legitimately not fucking with you. Don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Gord. That fancy staff of yours, it does healing shit, right? The other fancy shit. The one in the ruby thing.
The red one, yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Sometimes the clerics who do the healing stuff can also like purge some shit out of your body with like poison or other random shit. Can that staff do that too? Basically, does it have a restoration in there?
Hey, check. One moment, please. Please hold.
Let me
Just
pull
holding
out
the
the
staff,
instruction
looking at it.
manual. I honestly don't know. Let's just ask. Does it have either restoration spell in there?
I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I don't feel
I
poisoned.
don't think so, but you picked the wrong guy to read tonight. So.
Yeah, I
It's
think
okay,
it
I
has
can-
greater restoration. In your staff of greater healing, there should be a greater restoration.
Oh, see, I was looking at the other staff.
Mm.
Just said the
Yeah, no,
staff.
the healing staff. I did say the healing staff.
The healing stuff.
Yeah, I have greater restoration, cure wounds, heal, or mass cure wounds.
How does that work? Is that a once a day for each of those spells, or is there like
Charges.
How many
The staff has charges, and you can. I think you just use it until you don't want to empty it, or there's something.
Yeah. Emptying it is bad.
Greater
You want
restoration. I have 11 charges, and it's only 6, so.
so you can work it on at least one person. Okay, you wanna? I don't know if it'll work. It's worked with weird shit in the past. Do you want to try that on one of them?
What, throw a greater
There's
on one of
something.
us?
Looking at them,
Sure.
there's something going on with your brain, and I'm hoping this will fix it because you're forgetting shit that you apparently there are things you should know about because they are very important to what we're doing here, and we can't do a lot of what we're doing here unless you know what the fuck is going on.
But why would it just be the two of us, though? That doesn't
I
make any
don't
sense.
know.
Yeah,
I have
whatever.
no idea.
Try it on Brawley. Let's see if it'll work.
I cast it.
I
Allie?
cast disintegrate.
Wrong staff, guys. I'm sorry. That was the wrong hand. My
I
bad.
don't feel so good.
Allie could survive that. Allie, as Gord puts this kind of ruby encrusted staff in front of you and casts a spell, you feel this kind of like warmth spread from inside your mind, like an egg cracks and like slowly seeps across your brain, and it's hot and cold at the same time, and you feel those gaps in your memory reform, and all of the memories of Mordenkainen, the Alabaster Tower, the adventures within, all return.
Oh, yeah, Vow. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, Okay. Yeah.
What?
You forgot everything. I don't know how, but you forgot about everything.
What?
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn?
Well,
Can you
I
do
think-
that one more time? I don't want to risk the staff getting hurt.
No, I think Gord has to wait till tomorrow.
That's okay. I can not remember murdering someone for another night. That sounds pretty nice.
He asked you to be fair. Well, he asked everyone, and you volunteered.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds like me. Pretty eager. Okay. Can we just put a pin in that? I don't really know what you're talking about. Maybe put a pin in it till the morning. Figure it out.
I'm really happy.
So wait, do you think he's dead, but then he's part of him still running around like another clone, like in?
Well, we know the
stars?
Raymond thing. He was trying to produce more bodies. I also am pretty. You know what? Okay, before I talk anymore, can someone take a look at this arcane shit that's all around the room and tell me what it means? And hopefully it's something that other people can't look in on you or listen to your conversations, and not everything that happens in this room is getting broadcast somewhere, because I don't want to talk about any of this shit until I know for sure, because it's driving me nuts. Who's really good at any of you? The two of you who are really good at magic shit. One of you go look at it.
I love it, sort of Mary. I'll take 10 minutes to ritually cast Detect Magic.
He's very exasperated.
As you all kind of begin to just like step away from this moment and begin to kind of relax once more, and enjoy the warmth of this like beautiful, like large suite.
I'll hang the warden up. I just take the warden up.
You take the warden off, sit down, focus on the ritual book that you have from the Summer Queen, and you feel that kind of energy just pulse out of you. And as you open, Detect Magic detects a aura of abjuration that surrounds the kind of the outline of the entire room, but is centrally focused on the door. And you can feel this thrum of energy in your pocket as well.
My pocket?
You kind of reach in, and the key thrums with that same arcane abjuration.
The key from
this door.
This door. Got it. Oh, cool.
Your like room key.
I thought you meant the key from the Alabaster Tower thing.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You don't have
this key kind of matches that door. It's got abjuration magic, so that's like protective. It's not like, it makes me think it's kind of like making it secure for us, less that they're like scrying and spying on us.
If you want to make an Arcana check, you can do that as well.
Sure. I'll like walk up to it, kind of investigate it a bit further. Ooh, amazing. 19 plus 14.
Yeah, with the lead of the Detect Magic Abjuration, this is actually a pretty simple abjuration spell. It is whoever holds this key, the room is protected by an alarm spell, and the key holder gets the alarm notification should someone bust into your room.
Oh, so cool.
Are we bunking down? Are we bunking down for the night?
I think so. One of us could still stay on watch, or whoever's quote on watch could just like hold the key and keep their armor on.
I'll use the movable rod on the door.
Cool.
Typical anytime we're sleeping somewhere that isn't our own house. Actually, you know what? Honestly, she'd probably do it in her own house now too. Paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch, I think, isn't a bad idea, especially with everything we've just gone through. How many windows are in this room? Or these rooms? It's a suite, right? So it's multiple rooms?
There's like a main room that has this kind of set-in fireplace and some like nice seating areas. And there's kind of this, not balcony, but like, you know, those like kind of half balconies.
Where you just like open the doors and it's just kind of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that looks out into the courtyard beyond. And then there's 2 bedrooms off to the left and right, each with 4 beds apiece.
Wow.
Or two queens each, I should say.
Okay. Great.
And each of those has a window that looks out in the same way, same direction. So 3 windows.
All right. Well, some of us should try to get some sleep. I don't know where we go from here, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea where we go from here. Getting you fully, you know, your capabilities or mental state back to normal, that'd be great. That's step 1. We have a lot of shit We have a lot of leads here, but none of them are very specific, and now we have orders to not do anything. So I think you're right. Gathering the more information about this place, the better. Remind me, we already used Legend Lore, right, on the general?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything we want to try to use scrying? Well, I guess scrying you have to know the person, so that's not going to work.
Mm-hmm. I think some of that magic might be finicky here. It might be hard to do some of that stuff.
Yeah, scrying kind of scares me sometimes when you're in a weird area like this.
Place. Why don't we bed down? Just like you said, in the morning we'll try and get more info. We can do things. We just need an escort. Hondo also took, what's his name's? The clunky robot, the lovely clunky robot, Tobias. What's this guy's name? Alfred. And we could return that to the place where it's supposed to be from.
Shit. Is that have anything to do with these mercy killer people? Like, do you think they'd have been from the same office?
Alfred's disc is a binding contract. It was from the Hall of Concordance, Embassy of Law in the City of Doors.
I mean, I feel like if we want them to take us anywhere, that might be a good start.
Yeah.
If they're willing to, hey, you want to escort to us to the place where there's 1 million of you so we can't possibly fuck up? Like, that seems reasonable.
We don't know if they're from there, but they certainly sound lawful. But I'm sure they'd be fine with
similar.
that.
Yeah,
it's a pretty clear errand. So let's try that in the morning.
Sure.
I'll either at some point I need to quickly stop at a store and buy something. But if I cannot do that, then I would like to sneak out tonight and break into the store.
Break into the store? Oh
Kevin, you're going to get murdered.
We're going to leave you here if you get in a freaky jail.
I'm confident. I'm plus 17 stealth. I'm pretty good. God.
It's whether you should, not that you can.
Do you want to risk that tomorrow night? Because we could go shopping tomorrow. We could straight up.
I feel like, if they're okay with us, like, you would have heard that you were kind of away for some of that conversation, Kevin. But like, they basically said like, we'll just escort you if you need to go somewhere, essentially. So like, I feel like them letting us go to a store isn't going to be a problem.
Yeah, that seemed reasonable. Also, I will also say, as you guys have been in the room and with the windows and like just checking the place out, there's activity still in the courtyard. Like after this fight has happened and as like, half hour, an hour plus has gone on, there's still people selling stuff. Like it's think of it kind of like New York. The city doesn't really stop doing its thing. Some of the stores probably not open. Maybe other ones are open now that it's like deep night hours. So like you could get different things at different times of the day here, depending on what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for some explosives or some bombs.
Okay.
Cool.
If only you had someone in the party who can make things like this.
Like bombs.
You can go and see what you can find. But just like knowing, I don't know, just understanding how shops work. Most shops just don't sell explosives. You're not going to find
magic shop.
Magic shops would sell explosive adjacent, as in like fireball things that can replicate spells,
or something that's like concussive, like not necessarily like something that like glyphs of warding or whatever.
Well, yeah, if you want to look for spell scrolls or items to replicate fireballs, glyphs of warding, explosive thunder waves, shatters, stuff like that, that's 100% possible. There are certain items like blast scepters that could create the same kind of idea. You could certainly make your way down to see about arcane cannons being able to be modified or found. If you're thinking explosives as in what we understand as explosive grenades and dynamite and shit like that, probably not going to find that in a store. Doesn't mean you can't find it here. Just probably not a store.
Along the lines of our like explosive vial, that kind of thing.
Sure. That would be more of trying to see if you can find the right crowd to find that information.
Doc was doing some interesting stuff. You could always hit him up tomorrow because they seem to be coming for him for stuff. But by all means, do your thing, girl.
So at this point, we'll say it is, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like it's time that people are settling in for the night. Hondo, are you heading out tonight to search the streets and talk to some people, or are you doing this in the morning or tomorrow at some point? Do you want to do this now?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll wait for the morning. I will ask is Doc still awake? Can I go talk to him quickly?
Doc did not see you guys again after the Mercy Killer showed up. He, you guys departed, went to bed. He departed on his own. You haven't seen Vidane, and thus far, that's been. You guys have kind of retired for the night. Everyone seems to have split. You can go search for them, but
nah, it's okay.
Okay. The last question then is: you guys had suggested doing a watch. Are you doing a watch, or are you trusting the alarm and protections of?
I think at least for tonight, a watch is smart. We literally just got attacked.
It's a one-person watch. I can go first.
Sure. Then a perception check for you as you begin watch.
I'll slump down with the fireplace going in that main area. Perception, right? Sorry. Another 19, so 34.
There's kind of a nice element to being in a city again, and one that is so active and so varied and different and unique. There's just this interesting energy, and like I said, it's kind of like the city just doesn't stop moving, doesn't stop humming, though shit got real, and you might be not out of your element necessarily, but just a lot you don't know here yet. There's just kind of interesting anticipation of adventure, kind of tickles you again, similar to your early days of adventuring. And it's quiet for the first hour. However, as the clock roughly passes midnight, you're beginning to get a little tired. You do hear some kind of faint sound from outside the hall. And there's a little faint kind of tapping on the door.
I'll just slowly walk up to it.
Ear
down.
You can just kind of look beneath the crack very faintly. You can see 2 feet. You can see the shadow of a creature. And you can hear what sounds just kind of like this faint just...
I'll one hand just on Aetherius, but not threateningly. And I'll just loudly unlock the thing and then crack the door just a tiny bit.
After the sound of the door kind of clicking, you hear, oh shit! And
I'll just open it.
And you kind of look out, and about 15 feet away, you can see the cloak of the small gray cloak as you see Horus kind of spin and turn.
Hey, Horus, you want to come in?
Yeah. He scurries back towards you. Says, hey, I wasn't sure where you got off to, and I was with. Well, you're all alone. I was with Hondo for a moment.
Henry, you mean Henry?
Henry, in the fight. You guys have said all names, so it doesn't even matter at this point.
You mean Henry?
In the fight, but then things got weird and I got out of there. So
yeah.
Wanted to come back around and see how things went.
Are you all, just first and foremost, you all right? You need any healing? Did you take any damage?
No, I'm fine. I keep low.
Yeah, that's great. No, you were clutch out there. Thank you so much for helping out in that fight and letting us know those folks were watching us, trying to sneak up on us.
Yeah, for sure.
We
always keep an eye.
We did a good job with them, but I'll be real with you. Yeah.
The one guy lost an arm. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. You see the spell that came out of our cat friend? Oh my god. Milkshake was shaking it up.
Scary.
Did you... So then later, you might not have seen it, but then these... I don't want to be disrespectful, but these Lawful looking folk came by. They call themselves the Mercy Killers. And they were just... Yeah. What do you think of them Mercy Killers? They were real sticks in the mud, if you ask me.
They're wow. they're real pieces of shit. You know.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
I don't particularly like them. They care so much about balance and order, and that's really just not my bag. You know, it's just really not. Doesn't really make sense. Like a place like this, it thrives on chaos, on energy, and they're really trying to control that. I never get down with that. No. Anarchists.
Yeah. And what balance are they talking about? They showed up at the end of the fight and they're like, oh, no, we gotta have balance. We supposed to have balance with the fucking Crimson Coin murdering people? Hell no, I don't think so.
Well, that's why we should kill everyone.
Well, I mean, the bad ones, the Crimson Coin, yeah.
I mean, anybody who's not on our side.
I'm just gonna breeze right past that. Do you happen to know, they mentioned they kind of work for the Lady of Pain, but do they work for like the Halls of Concordance? Or how does that all work?
No, I have no
By the way,
idea.
you hungry? You want a snack? We made a little dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here, come over here. We brought some of the dinner up for us.
Whatever you have, he just immediately just starts shoveling, like double fisting hands into his mouth. And he's just like munching through it, bones and all. Just, the Halls of Concordance, I don't like going up there. It's too much risk, you know. I mean, they'd string me up just as much as they would any other coin.
Oh, God, really? Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah. They don't like us there. They don't like the coin, and they don't like the anarchists. They don't like anyone who, you know, threatens balance.
How often does this anarchist group of yours meet? You guys have like a clubhouse or anything like that?
We meet in small groups all over the place, all the time. There's no order. There's nobody in charge. You know, we don't want anybody telling us what to do. So we just kind of like group up here and there and make a little mischief. You know how it is.
Mischief, yeah. It's our middle name with the wrong crowd. Hey, Horse, you happen to know, do the anarchists kind of support like leaving the cage, like finding ways to jump without the lady's permission?
Why would you ever want to leave the cage? This place is great. It's got everything.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We're not from here, so it's just we think about back home.
But you'll get used to it.
Yeah. If we wanted to try and talk to the Lady of Pain, how do you think we try and even do that?
No idea. Never tried.
Okay.
Don't want to. She's scary. Oh, she's really scary. You know, I'm not afraid much, but I'm a little afraid of her. She's got some power.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of her than I am the general. I'll say that.
That's so weird that the general's been able to take over so much. If the lady sounds so scary, it's just so weird he's, you know, staking such a claim here.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, he's got money, and money sways a lot of hands, you know, and he's got the balls to do what needs to be done in the right moments. And he took charge. You know, when you take on 5 or 6 factions at once and you win, that says something.
Yeah. But do you think he's ruffled some feathers, but do you think he's made enemies here that would want to seek retribution for that?
Oh, sure. I mean, we'd kill him if we could. There's plenty of people. I know, obviously, the lady and him got their little something going on, but, you know, there's plenty of other factions I'm sure would want his head. I'm sure the Mercy Killers would even want his fucking head. They're just not doing shit about it.
Well, that's the thing, and I don't like people who don't do stuff, you know?
Sure. That's why we're doing stuff. That's why we're always doing stuff.
That's right, we're always doing stuff.
Maybe we should do something
to
for the Hall of Concordance. That's a good idea.
We kind of gotta. So here's the thing, Horace. Here's the problem. They put us on a bit of house arrest. They're gonna be trying to babysit us over the next couple of days. So we're gonna try and play nice, but really, we're just trying to gather more information and see how we can make an impact around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the double.
That's right.
Double agent. That's what you guys are. Yeah, double agents. Cool. You guys should. You know what? You should take their place. You should take them down an alley, kill one of the Mercy Killers, and then become one of the Mercy Killers. You know, you cut their face off and you put it on yours, and they never know.
Holy shit! Like, who is your father? Is there any?
I didn't know my father. I don't know.
Oh no!
I didn't know my father.
Who was your mother? What does she look like?
I never met her either. Honestly, I was kind of.
Oh my God.
Figured
How
out
old
on
are
my
you?
own.
How old are you? I take a step back, and can I make a perception check? Despite being a frog, how much does he look like Hondo?
Make a perception check.
Strictly because he's the only other person who's ever suggested to cut someone's face off and use it as a mask.
26.
Not like him. But there's just an element of like a little
Joie
bit
de vivre, just the spirit of
bit
life.
of the personality, a little bit of that vibe. Maybe there's some Triton in him, very small amount.
You remind me so much of Henry, so much.
Ah, well, seems like a good guy, good head on his shoulders.
When it's not shit talking people, it's a good head.
Well, sometimes people gotta get shit talked. That's the way it is, especially here.
Right.
People gotta be put in their place sometimes.
I mean, if you were to, impersonate a mercy killer, like where do they hang out? What's the point of that?
I pretty much hang out at the prison pretty exclusively. I don't recommend doing it there. That seems like a bad idea. There's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
It could get real messy.
That's not as fun.
No, but if you have one up in these parts, or if you get them down the lower ward and you could pin it on one of those devils, there you go. That could work.
That's interesting.
Or we could just kill a bunch of them just for fun.
Horse, you just fill so many good ideas. Who would you rather murder, a mercy killer or a crimson coin?
That's a good question. It really depends on the situation. What can I gain? If I got the coin and they just rob somebody and I can get that coin off them, I'd go for them. But if the mercy killers are about to, pinch me and throw me in, into the executioner, then I'd probably kill one of them.
All right, now what if it was like you can only team up with one, the general or the lady? Which one would you choose?
I team with the lady. If I had to choose one, she's been here the longest, so she's definitely got the clout. She knows the ins and outs of the city. If I had to pick one, the general, powerful guy, definitely 100%, got a whole army at his back. But the army's kind of a bunch of bitches, so I don't really like that. So, at least the lady, she's just kind of like doing her own thing. Everyone else just kind of follows along, but she doesn't have her own. Well, she does have her own force, I guess. Those guys are weird though, but they're cool weird,
We'd like to see one, not like real up close, but we'd like to see one. They sound really interesting.
I don't think you want to get too close to the Devas because they can get in your head. They get in your head. They can fuck with you.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I've never experienced it myself. I keep my distance. But I've heard they get in your head and they show you pictures. Weird.
Oh, man. That's spooky scary.
I don't like it. Mine's my own,
Yeah, totally.
You got any more food?
Well, Horace, of course, yeah. I'll take out some rations from my bag. Yeah, that's right.
Starts munching on it. It says, well, look, if you guys have any more work, I'm happy to do it for you, but I ain't going to hang around if you're going to have mercy killers at your back.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you, Horace. I don't want you to get in a mercy killer business. I am interested, and this is maybe just something we can meet up with you later, or you could sneak back here tomorrow night. We're going to be here a couple nights, but if you can figure out what the heck the Crimson Coin want with, Doc's stuff, why they're trying to get it so urgently, what they're maybe trying to amass there. They said something about some sort of weird, like, mineral or something tonight that, I don't know, Jews are the big guy said something like, hey, you got to give us this, something like that.
All right, I can look into that. I don't mind going down to the lower ward to the foundry. That's all right. I can do that.
Yeah. I think it was a Q-rat, if I read my notes correctly.
Q-rat.
Accurat?
Accurat. Never heard of it, but I'll look at it.
All right. And hey, I really appreciate this conversation, man. It was just so good to catch up with you. And please, here, let me give you a list of gold or something. You can help yourself to some breakfast in the morning.
That'd be great. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to float me a little bit of cash, I'll go and take a look at this. Say, a little retainer action.
Oh, sure. What were you thinking?
I mean, I typically work for a couple of gold a day. If you want me to be going down, I gotta go down to the lower ward. That's gonna take me a little bit of time. You give me 10 gold, I'll get it. I'll get you what you want.
Yeah, Horace, we're going to give you 15 gold because we just appreciate your initiative so much here.
That's real great. That's real great of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You guys are good people. You're good people.
Well, we're just trying to support, people deserve to be paid what they're worth. And you have brought such value to us and enriched our lives. And you even tried to help out your father. You tried to help out Henry earlier tonight. So that's just such appreciated.
Sure. Look, when I find this accurate, this Q right, you want some? If I can get some, I can try and
We were more trying to figure out what the Crimson Coin wants. But I mean, that'd be real interesting if they tiny little piece of it so we could study it. But we're trying to figure out what their next step is. Hell, if you figured out what the heck the Lady of Pain, why she ain't moving on him, that'd be neat. But yeah, try and figure out why they want this Accurat so much.
Sure. And look, obviously I appreciate the coin here too, but if you're really interested in kind of making some waves here and getting in with the right crowd, maybe I could put together a little sesh with some of my boys.
Yeah, with some of the anarchists.
Yeah, a little bit of the league, huh? We could do a little meet. I think you guys could get along. We could do a little, maybe make a little strike somewhere.
What do you got? What's the league called? Like League of Shadows, League of Anarchists?
We're the Free League.
Free League. That's right. That's so cool. We would love to meet more of your friends, of course. That sounds lovely.
All right. Well, while I'm doing this, and you gave me so much coin. It's very nice. And this food has been really good. So maybe I'll float the idea down to bring in some new blood.
Yeah, that's perfect. And we no presumptions. Just conversation. We don't have to be full-fledged members or anything like that. We respect you guys.
We bring people in every now and again, just looking to fence some stuff or looking for special items that we can get our hands on. You know what I mean? Like it's not uncommon, but it's uncommon to bring someone in who's rolling in so much dough like you guys are. So that could be good for me. Good for you.
I'll be honest. We don't have that much dough, but we just want to support people who. Yeah, you're right. It's just. We really just appreciate you, Horace, and thank you so much for your honesty and sharing all this with us.
Anytime. I'll get you your information. I'll be back. I'll try and come back tomorrow night, I guess. Give me the day, I'll see what I can find.
Just be careful. They said that they're going to be watching us, so just do the rounds first before you try and poke your head in.
Always careful. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye. Just scuttles out of the
follow him to the door. Awkward wave. Just shut it. Just slink my back against the door. Huh. This is either going to go terrible or brilliant. I'll just walk back to the couch and plop back down.
The rest of your watch goes on eventfully, unless there's anything you want to do.
Oh. I'll just stretch, go over to the girl room, open it. I won't knock. Open it, and I'll just kick Mary's foot in the bed. Mary!
What?
Mary!
Okay, so I know it's you, but you know that I basically sleep with a sword under my pillow, so you understand how bad of an idea this is, right?
I know, but I just figured I would do something stupid like this.
Okay. Take it. It's my
Horace
turn.
came to visit us.
Oh, the creepy frog, man. Okay.
We're going to join the Freedom Fighters.
I think...
He said we're starting a strike team.
I'm only half asleep. Half awake.
I'm gonna be.
However,
I'm gonna be super honest with you.
Yeah.
Do you think Horace is Hondo's son?
Oh, well, I didn't.
Let me tell you something. He told me, "Why don't you go bring someone down an alley, cut off their face, and then wear a mask and impersonate them?"
Oh, fuck, like
Horace told me that. Not
Horace.
Hondo. Horace said that to me.
Horace pulled a Malgrim's face. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, Hondo's done that several times since. That's the only aqua humanoid creature that has said that other than Hondo. Anyway, something to think about for the next 3 hours of your
I don't
watch.
want to think about that. That's terrifying.
Instead, think about who Hondo procreated with to get something like Horace. I'm really tired, so you got to get out of this bed. Thank you so much. Don't forget your sword.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a shame if you stabbed yourself in your sleep. All right, well, give me that key.
Yep, here, sorry.
Sleep it off. Oh, this place
Never
is
sleeping
fucked
it
up.
off. I got weird ass dreams tonight, that's for sure.
You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm actually having a lot of fun. It's really fun.
Good.
You good? We never really talked about your dream.
No, but it's fine. We'll figure it out later. I can't think about it right now. So
Okay. Just think about Horace instead.
Yeah, great. That'll haunt my nightmares forever. Just go down to the main area. Imagining it like, and this is probably wrong, but like the 1970s sunken conversation pits.
Yeah. It's literally what I think of. Fireplace, sunken, long couches, big bay window with the city.
Mary, as you retire to the spot, and kind of having the second watch is always the worst one because you just get into sleep and then you wake up and then you have to go back to sleep. It's just kind of a breakup of the night. It sucks. But the one thing that you catch in your watch is there is a similarity to kind of being back home here. There's just this activity of a city, and there's a one element of hearing the sounds of a city and hearing the sounds of people and the energy, the buzz of movement that makes you feel at home. But there's also that kind of sting of, one, Valentine kind of bringing the memory of the dream back up, and two, as you hear and feel that connection to your city once more, and those images play themselves once more in your mind, as they have many times since. That just kind of leaves you certainly feeling on edge. But otherwise, nothing comes of your watch.
Okay. Just take her time to what she usually does. She meticulously on watch unpacks and repacks her bag and takes out from the very, very bottom of her pack, at one point when she's doing all this, which she hasn't probably touched for a while because it's always at the bottom, her old tinker's tools, and lays them out and looks at the embossment of her mother's initials, rolls them all back up, puts them away. What time? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you notice the leather is well worn in places, and it's kind of splitting, and the loops are kind of coming apart.
It's been patched 50 million times. Yeah,
and you notice there's some more work to kind of patch, but it's a little too fresh to do it right now, so you just pack it out. Had a thought when talking about and thinking about all these all these different gangs and all these thinking about her past and thinking about working with thieves guilds and stuff, and then has a realization from the conversation with the king. And I'd probably do it towards the end of a watch, trying to think time-wise, and I also don't know if this will work for sure. She's going to, towards the end of her watch, take out her sending stone that she has to Alexander, which, from what I understand, sending could work across planes. We have to roll for it, right? Let me just double check. I think it works. I don't think there's any roll.
I thought it was there's only a chance. If target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d20.
Basically, if it's a 1, it doesn't work.
Yep.
It's a 12.
You're fine. What do you say?
I haven't actually thought this through. And it's 25 words?
25 words.
25 words. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Hey. So lots changed. I realized oh no, I already fucked it up. Sorry, that's not saying that's me trying to talk it through at 11:30 at night in real life.
You have 19 words left.
Yeah. And there's a very awkward pause as she tries to put this together, and then kind of starts over in her thought. The Eldrazi are working with the Vow. quite seriously. I didn't tell Malcolm. Someone who understands needs to know, and I think that's exactly it.
Close enough anyways.
Yeah, I think that was 25.
It was kind of a long, drawn-out message, a little bit rambly, trying to find the right words.
And it's like the end of my watch, and I think he's an elf, right? So they don't sleep as long. I'm really hoping I didn't interrupt his sleep.
Well, you're not sure exactly how time passes here versus elsewhere as well.
That's true.
Regardless, you hear back a response saying, "First, it's good to hear your voice. Second, don't worry. I've got it covered. We've got eyes and blades in place."
Okay. That out of her mind. Just try to focus on, and like repetitively going back to the windows and just like doing a loop, and then can't settle for very long, so does another loop, and consistently until it's over.
Do you wake up?
Okay. Let's do. I'm scared to wake up Hondo.
It's fair.
I'll wake up Gord.
Okay.
Just poke him. Gord. It's watch time.
Fine.
I mean, you can wake up Hondo if you don't want to do it, but I'm a little terrified that he's gonna bail.
I'll do it.
Okay. I'll give him the key.
Give Gord the key.
Give him a nice little pat on his back, and pass the fuck out.
Gord, you sluggishly make your way up and into watch and kind of into the main room of the suite. Is there anything you do on your watch? As I will say, it passes with no ill intent unless you make it so.
Nope, I'm just chilling. I'm barely awake. I might have dozed off a bit. I don't know. No, nobody's there to.
In that case, you definitely don't know if anything happened on your watch. It seems to have gone fine. But no, everything.
Oh my god, like a cat in a warm, like in front of a fireplace.
Yeah. Just super cozy. With the safety of the space, and you're not sure necessarily. You saw how brash the coin were in their initial encounter. Maybe how you responded turned them away. Maybe they're licking their wounds, or maybe they're planning something worse. In truth, only one way to find out. Morning comes nonetheless, and everyone does wake up. We get a full long rest. Barack, I don't know if you used any of your. Yeah, you did use disintegrate from the staff, so I need you to roll for your staffs. Roll the dice. So let's see. Oops. Gord. Everyone else, you can get your long rest and do all the long resty
Healing
things.
time.
Gord, you can do a long rest as well, but the staff has its own kind of features to roll for.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do I roll for that? I don't remember.
So for the Staff of Greater Healing, roll 1d8 for me.
That's a 6.
Okay, so 6 and 4 is 10, so you can bring the Staff of Greater Healing up to full charges.
Wait.
And Azuf's Fate regains charges. Staff regains 2d6, so roll 2d6.
5.
5 and 3 is 8, so you get Azuf's Fate back to full as well. So both staffs full charges.
Good.
I don't think anyone else has any of those kind of recharge abilities, staffs and items. It's typically staffs or wands. The morning is yours. What do you do?
Gord, now that it's or milkshake, are we? We've all fucked up multiple times. Let's just be honest. Are you okay to try to fix Val's brain?
Brain's fine.
It's not fine.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cast Greater Restoration on him.
I shall cast Greater Restoration.
You tap the staff once more as it recharges full, and then whoop, you take away some of that energy, that ruby rod, and Val, you feel that similar kind of cracking of an egg, but in your mind, and it kind of like slowly seeps, and it's warm, and then it's cold. You regain all those lost memories.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you understand how bad that is now?
What I mean?
Well, that could have been a lot worse. What if all of us forgot him? We wouldn't even know if we've done that.
Yeah, that would have been very bad.
Huh.
The other three of you rolled pretty well.
He's tricky. What a tricky little guy. Yeah, I murdered the greatest wizard alive. That would have been really upsetting to forget about. Like,
Would have been
murder him.
upsetting to forget about?
Yeah, it's like something really good for a book.
Oh, god damn it.
Why is there another?
Just
fine
common
that
human
he's-
decency. It's okay. What the fuck is our plan for today?
Okay, so I had a good chat with Horace. Hondo, I'd like to talk to you maybe in a private moment about if you've ever sired any children that you know about that maybe look like Horace, but I don't want to. We don't have to get into that right now.
As long as I can get my explosives, I will cooperate.
Interesting, because Horace said he might hook us up with his free league, and which is kind of like a black market, like anarchist league, and they said they can procure things. So you could always ask them later. That could be interesting.
I mean, you can also send Horace on fucking like black market shopping trips for you.
Actually,
He's on an errand right now, so you can work on some father-son time. He's going to come by tomorrow night or this night if he's got any info. I kind of asked him. You remember like the crew right? That thing that Juzo was shouting about. What is the Crimson Coin like doing in the city? Why did they want Doc's stuff so quickly? I mean, we know they're trying to take as much turf as they can.
I mean, we can ask him, and we could ask what's his face? His name I can't remember right now.
Oh shit! Okay,
Retarded.
we gotta get downstairs because Kendra needs her black coffee, and I said I would have it ready. So if you guys want to get some breakfast downstairs, they can come by and we can ask them if they can escort us to the Hall of Concordance so we can take care of this disc.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense if they're willing to do that.
And then we'll say on where we come from, on our plane, we are returning this big disc from this tower.
A decommissioned robot.
From
or
a decommissioned robot.
Decommissioned robot. And we don't have to say anything else. We found something that was was rusted out completely, and this was a part of it, and it looked strange, and we looked at it more, and it looks like this should probably be returned.
And
That's
we
it.
need to return
Bare bones details.
That's right. We need to return
don't need
as well.
extra
It's important to
embellishment.
return things to the balance. We're on a special mission. We'll keep it small. Even the slightest hint of any little chaos, she was not down for. Are we good? You guys want to get downstairs, get some coffee? Did you guys know Mary stole something? Like, Mary, did that keep you up yesterday?
You did? What?
Okay.
It's about
So
time.
a handful of coffee. See, I don't know why everyone's so surprised. Remember how very shortly after you met, I told you and brought you all into a fucking thieves guild? Where
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
said that I worked
wasn't
for...
there for that.
You were not
yeah,
there
probably
for
didn't
that.
see that.
That's true. I've worked
I've never seen you
with a
steal
thieves guild
anything.
since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah,
I have stolen so much shit. The rule is
Mal
you
with
only
us?
steal from people who don't need the thing that you're taking more than you do. That's the rule.
I don't know if I would ever have to steal anything.
No, you
I
would
think
never
it's-
have to steal anything. That's probably
it's
why I
usually
haven't
the-
stolen anything lately.
Well, it's usually because you're the voice of reason in this group, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people deserve to have things stolen from them.
Did you guys
We just
have
haven't
a
come across those
conversation?
people in a while.
You make your way down into the main room, kind of still arguing down the steps. A big hand claps you on the shoulder as you see Vidane carrying a platter of drinks in one hand and some food as he rushes by and says, well, good morning. It's nice to see you all are doing better this morning. Thank you again for that last night, but take your seats. I'll get you breakfast in just 1 minute here. And he makes his way up.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Start passing out breakfast, and you can see it's surprisingly busy in here, despite there being a fire and murder here last night.
That's good to see. Vidane, how's your shoulder doing? You all right?
Well, I was sustained much worse than that. Thank you for asking, though. It's just a little fire. It's not so bad.
If you need any help today, we'd be happy to try and patch stuff up, mop stuff up, and just help around.
Much appreciated, much obliged. But I think I'll be all right. It's good to have some manual labor, something to do, just keep me busy. Yeah, of course, I got old Emilio here to help me out if I need him.
God bless Emilio, am I right?
He's a good man.
I am personally very excited to see what the breakfast options are.
Vidane, do you mind? Actually, I wanted to have Kendra likes her coffee, black coffee, hot coffee, and I promised her I'd have it here for her when she shows up in the morning. If you could just send over another cup.
Most definitely. I'll bring you a cup of black coffee. Anything else for the rest of you? Breakfast is pretty much whatever you want. I can kind of rustle up and get Emilio to get you some grub.
Something
I would love. Yeah, go for it. I
hearty.
think we need hearty breakfast. Maybe start with some protein, maybe some eggs. I've got some like sourdough toast. That'd be so nice. And coffees for the table. I think would be nice. Maybe some water stew. We don't want to start a day decaffeinated.
No,
some
of
rum,
course.
please.
Some rum.
And some
Ooh.
what? Rum?
Sorry.
Oh my lord!
But have some rum with that coffee. You know what? You're a sailor to heart, my friend. I'll get you your grub. No problem. I can rustle that up.
I love him so much.
A hearty breakfast coming right up. And he makes his way out to the back.
Kyle's just fucking killing it with the NPCs.
I love the
They're
day.
the best.
I forgot about Amelia so much. I love Amelia, little rat guy.
About 15 minutes passes, and in that time, you do see, with most of your passive perceptions, you do see the market outside is active. It's kind of pretty much similar to the early hours that you saw in the day previous. It's pretty heavy smoke and smog still, like it looks kind of just hazy and a little nasty. And you kind of get that the smoke scent is, especially from the fire and from outside, is kind of all pervasive. And it's a little off-putting, but greasy breakfast food is quickly brought to your table, and it is just like massive slabs of ham and like thick bacon, mounds of eggs, some good hearty bread and butter and cheese, and then coffee, just pots and pots of coffee and water. And in the short time as you're beginning to kind of eat your breakfast and knock it back, you did notice as well a higher presence of more of those mercy killers throughout the market. In that 15-minute window, you watched about 3 different pairs of mercy killers kind of making rounds, almost like constantly circling. However, at the door, you see one of them enter, and you recognize Kendra, the female mercy killer from the night previous, kind of make her way in. Look about, give a nod to Vidane, who nods and kind of claps her on the shoulder, and she kind of makes her way over to your table.
Kendra, one black
morning.
coffee coming right up, right there.
Appreciate it. Now, I hope your rest was good. You all look surprisingly chipper.
Yeah, rest was great. It was a lovely, sweet Vidane has just such a nice place.
One of the nicer establishments in the area, for sure. And a good place for you to be staying for a couple. As I did say, if you have any errands or anything, I'm happy to accompany you today. Let's keep it to a minimum, and let's try not to cross too many different wards.
Okay. We did have some errands, actually. We have to return something to the Halls of Concordance, if that's something that could be obliged.
That's fine. What do you have to return to the Hall of Concordance?
Well, from our home place, we have this. And I'll reach into the bag hold and take out this big acid disc.
She kind of looks it up and down and says, "Oh, okay. Is that why you came here?"
That's partly, ma'am. But truly, there's a bigger purpose behind it. You didn't want any of our bullshit, so I don't want to bore you with any stories if that would bother you.
No, but I am curious about motivations of why you would make your way to a place known as the Cage.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not the reason, and in truth, I don't know much about the Hall of Concordance personally, so we'll find out, I guess.
What do we know? Sorry, ahead of time, Kyle. Do we know what ward that's in? Did someone tell us?
Don't think so.
I would ask then.
She will say.
We're not super familiar with the different wards and who's in charge of what, because I understand that might be a problem.
Well, there's no one person in charge of any ward with the exception of the ladies in the Hive. The Hive is the general's domain, and the ladies' ward is obviously the ladies, though she doesn't necessarily rule with any kind of particular change that she does over any of the other wards of the city, but it is hers. Let me actually look up and see where that would be, where the Hall of Concordance is. I want to say it's in the clerk's ward.
Wasn't there something else that was in the clerk's ward
There's lots of
we were
stuff.
talking about? Let me check. I took so many notes last game. They're so impossible to read.
No, it's in the ladies' ward.
Perfect.
In the ladies' ward too.
Okay, so I need to see where is. So she
City
says,
Court is in her ward. That's the
The
Hall of
ladies'
Concordance.
Yeah, City
Yeah.
Court works with the Halls of Concordance every now and again. And the prison with the Mercy Killers is also in the ladies' ward. So
Great. Better get familiar with this thing.
So she says, wait, was there a question while I was doing
I wanted to know what ward
Yeah.
it was in.
the ward. So she says, well, it's in the ladies' ward alongside my faction of the Mercy Killers. The prison is more or less obviously a prison, but it's also where we operate out of and where we begin and end our day. So perhaps a good stop for later in the day when it's time to hand off to one of our other members. Perhaps taking the morning and the afternoon just to make our way there. It's not far. It's only the next ward over.
That sounds real nice. Have you had any breakfast today? Was it an early start for you?
It was, and I'm well fed, but this coffee is much appreciated. It's a nice gesture.
Excellent.
Thank you. So you want to go to the Hall of Concordance? Is that your main objective for the day?
Yeah, we might want to do some shopping, just depending on what we pass. But we wouldn't bore you with just going shop to shop, just if we see something on the way.
No, that's fine. It's somewhat glorified babysitting we're on today, but in the interest of public safety, it's fine by me.
Does she seem less generally annoyed or frustrated by us this morning as to last night, or is it about the same?
It's less so because there's not been an active crime right now.
Cool. But she's not particularly charmed.
No.
Allegedly.
No. She does not seem taken by your cavalier attitude.
Yeah, okay.
But not, aggressive.
Not antagonistic.
No,
Okay.
no, not antagonistic by any stretch. Amiable,
We're just going to finish up here, and then we'll be ready to go. Would you care to sit with us while we finish?
I'll do a quick round, and then perhaps I will.
All right.
Enjoy. And she kind of gets up and makes her way around, keeping kind of keeping eyes on you, but making her way around. Just look in place, look outside. Just ever vigilant.
Henry, quick question. We were told teleporty shit might not work here. Were you able to move with your blade last night? That's you, Hondo.
Oh,
But your name's not Hondo. Your name is Henry.
Yes,
Henry.
Sorry.
Kick him on the table.
You have such a beautiful name. It's hard to get used to anything else.
I'm sure.
But yes, so I was able to transport myself. It was about 25, 30 feet up. Yeah, at least.
I wonder if any other stuff would work. I don't really want to test it out in the open, but I'd really like to understand if any of this, what's going on here, is going to fuck with our abilities. I'd like to know what they are ahead of time. Maybe we can pester. Well, pester's the wrong word. Maybe we can ask some questions in the realm of, we want to make sure we're not breaking any rules. Tell us more rules throughout the day and maybe try to get some more information.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's just, and I mean, admittedly, when you want to be, you're really good at phrasing things in ways that, don't portray what you're actually talking about.
Yep. Let me handle it all.
Okay, let's just be polite.
Well, maybe not all, but yeah.
Let's just be polite. And I can't remember what else.
What do we want from the halls here when we return this plate? Do you just want to know a little bit more about where it came from? Perhaps how you get one of these bestowed. Just pick their brain there.
They all seem ridiculously lawful, right? So,
it's a lawful thing to do.
To return something that does not belong to you, absolutely. However, I would also think that they might not want to give us any information, considering it is not theirs to give and it is not ours to receive. So, if perhaps we can just say we're trying to, I don't know. I'd like to learn more about it, obviously, out of pure curiosity, but I don't know how it's going to help us in our specific goal. It's interesting.
Well, let's go find out.
Okay. You guys can set off from here and make your way to the Lady's Word in a few short hours. Do you want to try and take a look at any shops and things on the way, or are you making a beeline, or?
Oh, no, you could keep an eye out for any shops that tickle your fancy.
Like I said, there won't be anything that's like, there's not going to be explosive shops. I'll tell you that. You're not going to find an explosive shop.
Bombs are us.
Doesn't mean can't.
Just one of those stands on the edge of a road that sells fireworks out of tractor trailer.
Yeah, you can get some firecrackers.
I can wait for Horace.
Okay.
Also, firecrackers, I mean, they're not bad. They're pretty good distractions.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
pretty
good
cool.
distractions, but he's looking to blow walls up and shit. Like, he wants to do damage.
I mean, they would come super in handy fighting the vow, but
Yeah, if you're not looking...
Splash.
Yeah.
flash grenade, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not looking for, shops, like, anything like that, or any particular items and things like that can otherwise easily be acquired, then you guys are led through the city streets at a leisurely pace. You see the city bustling and moving as it often does, and you make your way through the rest of the market ward, and you find, kind of roughly gauging how far you'd traveled to get to the bazaar and where you were, through to the other end. The bazaar kind of sits almost in the center of what felt like the market ward. So you've got several hours to kind of make your way out of the market ward. But at the edge, you can see a transitionary period between the wards. And you can begin to see that a change of like these cramped streets and almost like looming buildings that kind of almost peak over top of one another, and those dark and heavy smoggy streets. And ahead you see a far more spacious and lush city kind of ahead of you. You can see long gardens kind of marking the city streets instead of shops and stalls. The buildings here are shorter but shorter but larger in their space. The lots themselves seem larger, and they're gated, and you can see the gates are tall and spiked. Everything has a much cleaner, even the air is cleaner. The streets themselves are swept and cleaned. You can see people are actively, like, there's crews like sweeping and cleaning the streets, and like they're significantly more figures of affluence. You can just see the style is up a level. You can see the coin here seems to flow in higher volumes immediately, almost as if like, but there's no gate or anything, and yet you pass through and everything seems to shift. And you enter into the ladies' ward. That's where we're going to stop tonight. We'll pick up in the ladies' ward next time.
Ooh, so fun.
Head on to the halls of concordance and see what shenanigans you can get into, and eventually try and talk to the Lady of Pain, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I think it would help our cause if we bring her a head.
Which
Oh,
one?
What?
Sure.
Which one?
General?
You know,
Like
the
our
general,
heads?
maybe the general.
I'm hoping.
I mean, that would be great. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as the Wildcards seek to strike a deal fast, with time until the fourth seal breaks dwindling just as quickly. There'll be a new episode up every Tuesday, so stay tuned. But until then, keep exploring.